Essendon was looking for an edge, but it was the Swans who had the final word.
Well, we all love footy, like being tough, but you've got to do it 4 quarters.
Round 2, St Kilda Collingwood. St Kilda, J Higgins 1 vote. St Kilda, R Marshall 2 votes. St Kilda, N Wanganeen Miller 3 votes. Adelaide Geelong. Adelaide, M Crouch 1 vote. Geelong, G Myers 2 votes. Geelong, T Stewart 3 votes. North Melbourne, Fremantle. Fremantle, A Brayshaw 1 vote. North Melbourne, H Sheasel 2 votes. Fremantle, C Sarong 3 votes. Hawthorn, Melbourne. Melbourne, J Viney 1 vote. Melbourne, B Fritsch 2 votes. Melbourne, C Petrarca 3 votes. Sydney Essendon. Sydney, Chad Warner 1 vote. Sydney, T Papley 2 votes. Sydney, I Heaney 3 votes. Western Bulldogs, Gold Coast. Western Bulldogs, R Sanders 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, C Waitman 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, T Liberatore 3 votes. Richmond, Port Adelaide. Richmond, S Bolton 1 vote. Port Adelaide, T Marshall 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O Wines 3 votes. West Coast, GWS. GWS, K Briggs 1 vote. GWS, S Taylor 2 votes. GWS, Tom Green 3 votes.
So things have started well for the New South Wales and Queensland teams. Tom Green, 8 after 3. That'll be good for the In the Green podcast. Mel tonight, first Brownlow medal for Tom Green. A couple of COVID years suspended. Tom, enjoy it.
Yeah, we know it's going to be neck and neck tonight. It's going to be probably really tight all the way to the end. So we have medals, we're organised here, dispersed all around the country, as well as a handful of medals in Crown Palladium tonight. Who knows? It could be a 2-way or even, Haim, a 3-way tie.
Exciting, quick break, plenty more on the other side.
We announce the mark and goal of the year winners, honour the retiring class of 2024, and a live performance from ARIA award-winning artist Dan Sultan.
G'day! Did you know you can stream the footy and the cricket for free on 7plus Sport?
Awesome!
Remember, smiling can boost your performance.
Bitcoin is scam.
both of last year's grand finalists still winless going into round 3, the stakes were huge as Brisbane played host to Collingwood. However, it was the Pies who brought the heat to the Gabba, and they notched up their first win of the season.
Masterful display.
It was not such a good Friday for North Melbourne as the Blues' twin towers, Charlie and Harry, feasted on the Kangaroos. The Dockers go 3-0, shaking off the Crows.
Banfield, he's played back. He moves forward.
It was a tight tussle between the Dons and the Saints until Jake stepped up.
Essendon in front.
The D's powered home over Port,
Superb.
winning a tough contest on the road.
Melbourne make an early season statement.
A thriller as the Tigers delivered Sydney's first loss of the season, bringing down their more fancied opponent.
Bang!
As Adam Uze celebrated his first win as coach with a drenching.
He copped the lot.
And finally, on Easter Monday, despite a delay with some lightning, the Cats celebrated Tomahawk's 350th with a big win over the Hawks.
Round 3, Brisbane Collingwood. Brisbane, L. Neil, 1 vote. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 2 votes. Collingwood, J. Elliott, 3 votes. North Melbourne Carlton. Carlton, G. Hewitt, 1 vote. Carlton, H. Mackay, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes. Fremantle, Adelaide. Fremantle, L. Ryan, 1 vote. Fremantle, A. Pearce, 2 votes. Fremantle, H. Young, 3 votes. Essendon, St Kilda. Essendon, K. Langford, 1 vote. St Kilda, S. Ross, 2 votes. Essendon, N. Martin, 3 votes. Port Adelaide, Melbourne. Port Adelaide, C. Rosie, 1 vote. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 2 votes. Melbourne, C. Petrarca, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs, West Coast. Western Bulldogs, A. Norton, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, A. Treloar, 3 votes. Richmond, Sydney. Sydney, Chad Warner, 1 vote. Richmond, S. Bolton, 2 votes. Richmond, T. Taranto, 3 votes. Hawthorn, Geelong. Geelong, O. Henry, 1 vote. Hawthorn, J. Warple, 2 votes. Geelong, T. Bruin, 3 votes.
The AFL World landed in Adelaide for Gather Round, although not everyone had their bearings.
The AFL'S going dead set the wrong way.
The gull left the tooth behind at Mount Barker, while Harry just lost the footy.
Oh, fumble!
As for JB and the boys, they couldn't see anything.
Where are we? We're lost.
Once the smoke had cleared, the on-field action was good to watch, especially when Connor Rozee was running riot against the Bombers.
That's a beautiful ball from Rozee.
Jack Yinneman got reacquainted with some old friends.
There's a lot of push on. That might be another one.
Shea Bolton laid claims to having his own pocket at Norwood Oval. Not once, but twice.
Bounces. Brilliant.
He may only be 18, but Harley Reid was throwing his weight around against some elite Swans. And he showed his passion when he kicked his first goal of his career.
Where's Reid? Here he is. He breaks 1. He breaks 2.
Round 4, Adelaide, Melbourne. Adelaide, M. Crouch, 1 vote. Melbourne, B. Fritsch, 2 votes. Melbourne, C. Petrarca, 3 votes. Brisbane, North Melbourne. Brisbane, L. Neil, 1 vote. Brisbane, H. McCluggage, 2 votes. Brisbane, J. Danaher, 3 votes. Port Adelaide, Essendon. Port Adelaide, Z. Butters, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, J. Horn-Francis, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, C. Rosie, 3 votes. West Coast, Sydney. West Coast, H. Reid, 1 vote. Sydney, E. Goulden, 2 votes. Sydney, I. Heaney, 3 votes. Fremantle, Carlton. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 1 vote. Carlton, P. Crips, 2 votes. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs, Geelong. Geelong, J. Cameron, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, A. Treloar, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, T. Liberatore, 3 votes. Gold Coast, GWS. Gold Coast, M. Rowell, 1 vote. GWS, J. Hogan, 2 votes. GWS, Toby Green, 3 votes. Richmond St Kilda, Richmond, T Nankervis 1 vote, St Kilda S Ross 2 votes, St Kilda C Wilkie 3 votes. Collingwood Hawthorn, Collingwood N Dacos 1 vote, Hawthorn J Newcomb 2 votes, Collingwood J DeGoey 3 votes.
The Crows got on the board with their first win of the season.
He's done it! The sun becomes the hero!
They stunned the Blues in a thriller under the roof at Marvel. Charlie Cameron and his Lions left the D's behind as they grabbed a vital win at the G.
Charlie winds it up on Denver style.
Chocolates to boiled lollies for Mitch Owens after this big grab.
Oh no, he's made an error. And it's Hogan. Hogan's going to mop it up.
Super sub James Peatling did it better for the Giants with a match-saving mark.
Oh, Peatling. It was almost highway robbery. They survive a giant scare.
Dimmer's sons were having fun on the Gold Coast.
Ronaldo style.
The youngsters were enjoying themselves on the field and with their mates in the outer. Charlie and Ken had a few matters they wanted to get off their chest before the Dockers were denied at the death again, going down in another close one.
It's a shirt off. What a win that one.
Round 5, Melbourne, Brisbane. Brisbane, C Rayner 1 vote, Brisbane H McCluggage 2 votes, Brisbane J Dunkley 3 votes. Western Bulldogs, Essendon. Western Bulldogs, T Liberatore 1 vote, Essendon Ed Martin 2 votes, Essendon Z Merritt 3 votes. GWS St Kilda. St Kilda J Steele 1 vote, GWS L Whitfield 2 votes, St Kilda B Hill 3 votes. Carlton Adelaide. Adelaide I Rankin 1 vote, Adelaide J Saligo 2 votes, Carlton S Walsh 3 votes. Port Adelaide Fremantle. Port Adelaide C Rosie 1 vote, Fremantle L Ryan 2 votes, Port Adelaide Z Butters 3 votes. Gold Coast Hawthorn. Gold Coast B King 1 vote, Gold Coast M Rowell 2 votes, Gold Coast N Anderson 3 votes. Geelong North Melbourne. Geelong B Close 1 vote, Geelong T Bruin 2 votes, Geelong J Cameron 3 votes. West Coast Richmond. West Coast E Yo 1 vote, West Coast T Kelly 2 votes, West Coast J Waterman 3 votes.
So Harley Reid gets the first votes of his career in Game 4, the first of many. Dacos, Neal and Bontempelli all open their accounts in round 3, but Matt Rowell on screen, doing it well. Christian Petrarca in front. We know that his season ends King's birthday weekend overseas. All the best to Christian.
Please welcome ARIA Award-winning artist Dan Sultan.
All right, while that music's going on, of course, we don't want the music in there, do we, folks? In the live stream, we don't want all the copyright claims and all that type of stuff. Welcome in, everyone. Bianca, Blight, Wave, Beef for Games, Eddie G. What's going on, everybody? Everybody in the house, what's going on? Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Brownlow Medal night here tonight. Who's going to win? You know what? I'd always love to see young Dacos boy get up there and win. Of course, Nick Dacos, or I think he's just a superstar and he deserves a win. But that being said, Paddy Crips, he had an incredible season, and Carlton did go a bit better than the Magpies. So I think that's going to go a long way for him. But Christian Petrarca online now, and of course, as you see, he's leading, but after round 14, he went out with injury and doesn't play again. Matt, so no betting on Christian Petrarca. A second at the moment, while we're waiting for the music to go. They just got the band on there. Second is Matt Rowell, 250 to 1. Can you believe it? 250 to 1. He plays the entire season, but he got 2-3 votes in the opening round in round 1. And of course, then he had nothing. They had a bye. He got a 1 vote and a 2 vote after 5 rounds, sitting on 9 votes. So he's doing, that's not too bad, is it? Matty Rowell, I think he's the Gold Coast. Is that the Gold Coast Suns player? 250 to 1. It's not too bad, sort of leading the way with Caleb Sarong, Addy G's person over there. Look at that. 3 best on grounds in the first 4 rounds. Or first 5. What's the OR? Is that opening round? Opening round and then round 1, 2, 3. It's like the extra round. I remember that was a little bit strange, that opening round there. So there we go. $21. I'm not sure what he was when he opened that. Paddy Crips, though, has just been crunched in. I think we saw Paddy Crips at $2 or $3, somewhere around there, but he's now crunched into 180, has Paddy Crips. That is the predictor. Showing the predictor. This down below is the predictor, what they think, what they reckon the votes he will get. In the predictor so far, they've been correct on the first one. He got 3 there. 3 there when they thought he'd have 2. The predictor didn't give him any votes there, but he got a couple of votes there. I actually like having that predictor on. We'll use that to go down. Tom Green had a pretty good year there for the Giants, of course. There we go. All right, it's just a little bit of news on at the moment, so we'll get back to the Brownlow in a minute. Let's just roll down these. So there are your leaders. Of course, the leader's on 10, but he won't be there, so virtually the leader is on 9 at the moment, and that's Matt Rowell. Caleb Sarong, next leading the way is Paddy Crips on 8 with Tom Green, Connor Rose, Chad Warner, who started at big odds, about 32 to 1 or something like that. Isaac Heaney, ineligible. He can't win it. Next on the 7 votes for Geelong is Tanner Brun. Of course, Tommy Liberatore can't do it. The next players are on the 5 votes: Noah Anderson, Jesse Hogan, Rowan Marshall, Nick Martin, Harry Mackay, Luke, Adam Trelaw. They did give a little bit of a chance to. What's his predictor? He's had 5 votes. He had a best on ground and in round 3 and second best on ground in round 4. His predictor gives him a few more votes, but not a great deal, so that's why he's a little bit big. Some of these are $0. I don't know why they're unbackable there. Maybe they've only got the first, only put the first. Here's the man I want to have a look at, Nick Dacos. Let's have a look what he is. 3 votes, Nick Dacos, the little champion. Of course, the predictor gave him 3 and he got 2 there. And the next round, the predictor gave him nothing and he got 1. So he's not expected to poll again until round 8. And of course, that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17, 19, 25. So he's predicted to get 33 votes. So we'll see if that happens for Nick Dacos. But there we go. That is your leaders there up until I think round 5 we're at the moment, aren't we? All right. Round 4 or 5. We'll find out in a minute what round that was. My gosh. Why can't I find out what round it was? That's right. We'll have a little bit of a look in there at the moment. Tell you what, there's a few long ad breaks in there at the moment. Here's a bit of a pain in the neck, isn't it, for all these ad breaks? You know what they should do? They should give a little cross where you don't score anything. So we've had 5 rounds so far. There we go, because Matt Rowell has scored in the 5th round. So there we go. We're on round 5. All right, we're not too far away. We're coming back to the call of the card in just a moment. That's all right. Just hang with me, folks. Hang with me. I hope everyone's looking forward to the grand final this Saturday, 2:30 Melbourne time. the Sydney Swans taking on, of course, the Brisbane Lions. But prior to that, we have AFLW action coming your way through the week. And of course, tomorrow night starts off AFLW action again for the girls. So stay tuned for that one. We've got a game tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and of course, the big one on Saturday, 2:30 Melbourne time, as I said, here at the MCG. It's the Sydney Swans going to be taking on the Brisbane Lions. Who's your pick, folks? Who's your pick in the big one? All right, we're going to be back to the live count in just a moment. Stay tuned. Here we go.
It wasn't just the Bombers troubling Matthew Nicks in the Crows coach's box. On the field, Sam Draper laid on the footy.
No winner. They jump on it. Siren sounds. Bombers have won by 3.
And it was enough to get the Dons the win. The Pies powered home from a 31-point deficit.
Take on, bang the top, 70.
To run over the top of Port Adelaide.
Lipinski! They are unstoppable.
The Blues brought down the Giants. Walsh and Crips dominating in the middle as Carlton fans enjoyed the party.
This place is erupted.
Harley was having fun in his first derby.
If the lid wasn't off before, it certainly is now.
The Eagles upsetting the Dockers with a dominant display.
It's one of the biggest upsets in the history of this rivalry.
Round 6, St Kilda, Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, A. Treloar, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, A. Norton, 3 votes. Adelaide, Essendon. Adelaide, J. Dawson, 1 vote. Essendon, N. Martin, 2 votes. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 3 votes. Collingwood, Port Adelaide. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 1 vote. Collingwood, J. DeGoey, 2 votes. Collingwood, P. Lipinski, 3 votes. Carlton, GWS. GWS, Tom Green, 1 vote. Carlton, S. Walsh, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes. Brisbane, Geelong. Brisbane, D. Zorko, 1 vote. Geelong, M. Holmes, 2 votes. Geelong, Z. Guthrie, 3 votes. West Coast, Fremantle. West Coast, J. Waterman, 1 vote. West Coast, H. Reid, 2 votes. West Coast, E. Yo, 3 votes. Sydney, Gold Coast. Sydney, Chad Warner, 1 vote. Sydney, T. Papley, 2 votes. Sydney, I. Heaney, 3 votes. North Melbourne, Hawthorn. Hawthorn, J. Impey, 1 vote. Hawthorn, C. Nash, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Newcomb, 3 votes.
Anzac Day. Essendon versus Collingwood. And we saw a classic.
It's a drawn Anzac Day.
All square at the finish, the game lived up to the hype. As Jamie Elliott produced a moment we will never forget.
What about that for an Anzac Day? Spectacular.
The Cats continued their unbeaten run.
Jeremy Cameron, is this 600? What a player.
As he helped give Carlton the blues. There were some tricks on display this round. One from crafty crow Joshua Shelley, while Willie Rioli's dancing feet bamboozled the Saints.
The disco shoes.
Nat Fyfe turned back the clock, partnering with Caleb Sarong to get Freo back on the winners list. Isaac Heaney and his Swans made light work of the Hawks. And a new cult hero at the Giants.
Can he kick his first goal on the big time? I loved it.
Darcy Jones dazzles on debut. The local fans were keen to get his signature anywhere they could.
Round 7, Richmond, Melbourne. Melbourne, J. McPhee, 1 vote. Melbourne, C. Petrarca, 2 votes. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 3 votes. Essendon, Collingwood. Collingwood, S. Pendlebury, 1 vote. Essendon, K. Langford, 2 votes. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 3 votes. GWS, Brisbane. Brisbane, GWS, F. Callahan, 1 vote. GWS, J. Kelly, 2 votes. GWS, Tom Green, 3 votes. Port Adelaide, St Kilda. St Kilda, J Sinclair, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, C Dixon, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, Z Butters, 3 votes. North Melbourne, Adelaide. Adelaide, I Rankin, 1 vote. Adelaide, J Dawson, 2 votes. Adelaide, R Laird, 3 votes. Geelong, Carlton. Carlton, S Walsh, 1 vote. Carlton, P Crips, 2 votes. Geelong, J Cameron, 3 votes. Fremantle, Western Bulldogs. Fremantle, B Banfield, 1 vote. Fremantle, C Sarong, 2 votes. Fremantle, N5, 3 votes. Gold Coast, West Coast. Gold Coast, J Witts, 1 vote. Gold Coast, M Rowell, 2 votes. Gold Coast, N Anderson, 3 votes. Hawthorn, Sydney. Sydney, L McDonald, 1 vote. Sydney, Chad Warner, 2 votes. Sydney, I Heaney, 3 votes.
So I Heaney, most votes, but Patrick Crips continues to find votes and leads the count. Nick Dacos, to suggest, is about to go on a tear. Zach Merritt's gone 3-3-3. Jamie Elliott's taken one of the great grabs in the history of football. And Tom Green, sitting next to Mum, continues to find the footy and votes. 6 wins, plenty of votes. One of the most magical sights in football is seeing a player kick a monumental goal on the run, around the corner, after the siren. It just never gets old. Congratulations to Jesse Hogan, kicking more than anyone else this year to win the 2nd Coleman medal for the Giants, his first, 3rd club. Time now to award the NAB AFL Goal of the Year. Here are the nominees.
Harley Reid, West Coast, round 10.
Harley Reid gets to work, powering away with a couple of bounces. Harley Reid on full show and unbelievable! What a start on the rise.
Nick Dacos, Collingwood, round 16.
Nick, casual, delightful. Nick Crisp for the 1-2. All part of the plan. Oh, they're going to get Nick Dacos again here. He's got it back. Sidestep, sizes them up. Oh, they're going to get nicked. They're going to get Dacos. That is a special, special goal.
Nick Dacos, Collingwood, round 23.
Breaking clear. Oh, Maestro. Inside 50, inside 40, and closing it out. Jumping for joy.
To announce the winner, dual Brownlow medalist, a man who kicked 228 goals in his stellar career, Chris Judd.
The winner of the Goal of the Year is Harley Reid.
Harley Reid gets to work and powering away with a couple of bounces. Harley Reid on full show and unbelievable! What a start on the rise. Harley Reid out of the centre, burning off Petrarca with power and confidence.
Some sort of a career so far, drafted 308 days ago, 3 Mark of the Year nominations, winner of the Goal of the Year, Brownlow votes. Having fun?
Yeah, I sure am. It's been a hell of a year, and I've had such a great opportunity this year, and enjoying my time.
Have you ever been on the back page of the paper in the West?
No, not in the last 24 hours. So.
Okay. Well, you might be tomorrow. Tell me, you were a prolific goal kicker as a junior. Most goals in a game?
Well, under 14s days at Tongala Football Netball Club was 20. We take that.
So 20, they were 15-minute quarters. I failed your 8 maths, but that's 60 minutes. That's 1 every 3 minutes.
Yeah, good math.
Okay. Good player. Okay. How many did you kick for the year?
I think around 130.
It was 130. Yeah. When you kick the 20 goals, what?
I think 1 or 2, I can't really remember.
Okay.
We'll go with straight, but...
First Brownlow votes?
Well, this year?
Yeah. Well, you've never played before, so...
yeah.
You didn't get them at Tongala?
Oh, no.
You got them this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a great player. Are you a good analyst?
I'm not the best, but...
All right, have a go at this. Just take us through from getting the ball to kicking the goal and be as effervescent as you like.
So we want to hit out here and then just caught the ball and thought I might take one bounce. Jake's already put on his 6th lead, throwing the arms up. And I've just gone bang, I guess, and yeah, it's lucky enough to go through.
Good celebration out of 10. Happy with the celebration?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was a bit of a blur, to be honest. I didn't really feel like it was happening, so...
$50,000 and $10,000 to your junior club. Who's that?
Yeah, my junior club's Tongala Football Netball Club, so they've obviously been a great support for me to this day, and yeah, I probably wouldn't be where I am today without them, so I appreciate all the support they've shown.
Which would you actually prefer, Mark of the Year or Goal of the Year?
I don't know. Well, now probably Mark of the Year.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Harley Reid, superstar. Bet from one young gun to another.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Haim. Nick, you may have thought you were going to win that one, but that was pretty good, wasn't it?
Nah, special goal from Harley. I thought he had it all the way.
All right, let's not worry about that so much because we've got the big one, bigger fish to fry, as they say. You walk into the room tonight, everybody's looking at you. You're the red-hot favourite. Do you feel the nerves coming in here tonight?
No, I think it's such a special night because no one knows what's going to happen. There's so many people in contention. So it's just a privilege to be a part of it and super grateful to sort of have my name thrown up with others that are up for such a special award.
You've had a pretty good run in the last 12 months and you also got the Coaches Award this year. That's pretty special as well, isn't it?
Yeah, super special. I think Fly's in the room, so I'll have to thank him for that one back there. But yeah, no, it's super special. I think that award means a lot and yeah, I was super grateful to win it.
Now, it's been a pretty big week or couple of weeks in your family's household, in the Dacos household. We've got a upcoming wedding. Your brother popped the question. That was it's a pretty elaborate proposal, wasn't it?
I know, very special. He told me he was quite nervous about it, but no, super stoked for him. So, yeah, excited for the wedding.
You going to get the gig as a best man?
I don't know. He's right there. Just ask him. We'll have to, it's an awkward topic.
Is he going to do it? Oh, is it awkward?
No, it's not.
All right, we'll settle it now for you on live television if you like. You're the best man, okay? All right. All right, I have a sneaking suspicion we might be speaking to you a little bit later on, so you enjoy what you can of the night. Are you prepared?
Not really, so that's good that you're prepared. Thank you.
All right, you've got a little bit of time. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, let's get to the Virgin Australia Mark of the Year.
Jamie Elliott, Collingwood, round 7.
Penetrating ball, Elliott! What about that for an Anzac Day spectacular? That is as good as it gets over the hulking frame of Ben Mackay.
Bobby Hill, Collingwood, round 14.
Hill's back in the square. Bobby Hill! Soaring! A marvellous creation from Bobby Hill!
Zane Dersma, North Melbourne, round 21.
Oh, the fall from Dersma! What about that? As good as you'll see from the youngster, that is some sort of hanger.
To present the Virgin Australia Mark of the Year, a man who has done plenty of miles in the sky himself, nominated for Mark of the Round 39 times, winning it 18 times. Jeremy Howe, welcome.
The winner for Mark of the Year this year is Bobby Hill.
Soaring! A marvellous creation from Bobby Hill!
That was incredible!
The thrills of this man, the ride of his life!
Come in. 244 marks in your AFL career. Take 1,000 more and that'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, geez, that's, again, good math.
So Harley was very good analysing. Do you want to have a go? Yes is the answer.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
Okay. There's your screen, right there. What are you thinking right now?
Just jump and end up getting the second fly and trying to obviously land perfectly and end up winning.
Honest answer, did you look at yourself on the screen before kicking the goal?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah?
Of course.
Okay. Now, Jeremy Howe just presented it to you. This is Jeremy Howe's reaction as you... That's almost the ultimate praise. All tats up.
Yeah, well, I remember when he took one against Sydney Swans and when I was, really younger bloke back then. But, I always used to jump on my couch and pretend I was Jeremy Howe. So, to do that and get to play alongside him, it's amazing.
Is it the best mark you've ever taken?
I've got a few, say grand final day. One, I don't know, I think it would have been, I was at the Giants playing against Adelaide, that could be one, and, or maybe under 16s.
You've got one more Norm Smith than you have Brownlow votes. You've got one more Mark of the Year than you have Brownlow votes. You've got one more Premiership medal than you have Brownlow votes. You getting Brownlow votes this year?
I don't know, I don't think forwards get Brownlow votes. So.
Tony Lockett agrees. Just in terms of the award, $50,000 plus 2 million Virgin Velocity points. Any trips planned?
I don't know. Might try to take maybe Jamie to Vegas tomorrow morning. Who knows?
He's just given the thumbs up. Georgie, your partner, is she happy with that?
Probably not. She's looking at me now, so might get in trouble and might take maybe Tommy Mitchell or Brad to babysit the little one. So
okay, righto. Jamie, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Beck, over to you.
Yeah, I don't know whether to invite myself or not. Jamie, have you been to Vegas? Of course you have. That's a silly question.
No, but I will be.
Okay. Yeah. You're off? What do you get up to in Vegas?
We'll find out.
Don't put it on Instagram. Hey, what did you think about that? You disappointed you missed out on that one? I mean, he's younger than you. Has he been spying on you at training or something?
I thought I had it sewn up until he took that. I was actually on the couch watching and I thought, I'm going to pump him up a little bit. And then I realised what the reward was. And it was 50K and 2 million velocity points. And I thought, I better win this. And I'm super stoked for him. He's an exciting player and I'm sure he's got more to give. So.
You've actually won one of these. It was back in 2013, I think it was. I think the prize money then was...
It was only 10 grand.
10 grand, you remember it? Sorry about that, not bitter about it at all. Hey, look, one of your teammates is obviously going to have a red hot go tonight. It's going to be really close. Tell us a little bit about playing with that little champ.
Well, he doesn't deliver it to me too much. He normally kicks it over my head and it normally sails through for a goal. So, I'm excited for him. He's a really good chance tonight and I hope he wins it. I don't know, it's going to be a tough one. I've got him and Crips to draw, but I hope he sneaks through.
All right. Jamie, thank you. It was a lovely chat. Have a lovely time in Vegas. I wish you all the best and come home alive, okay?
Thanks, Beck. Appreciate it.
Terrific. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back very soon.
All right, let's just have a little bit of a look while we're on that break in between the counts. So what's that? After round 7, we've got Isaac Heaney actually leading the way, but he's ineligible to win, so he can't win that. So we don't have to worry too much about that. Paddy Crips is the other one. Let's just have a look at his votes. He's on 13 votes at the moment. I'll tell you what, he's crunched in on the betting from just over $2 something, I think he was, $2.60 or somewhere there. He's crunched right into $2.40. Of course, 13 votes. He's going all right. He's had 3 best on grounds and 2 votes. And as we can have a look at the predictor there, he's going to poll a few more games yet. So he's going to be, holy moly, he's going to be hard to beat, isn't he? Tom Green next with 12 votes with Christian Petrarca, we know that goes out. Let's have a look at Tom Green. He actually had a pretty good year for the GWS Giants. He scored 3 best on ground so far in the opening round, round 2 and round 7. He's got a 2, second best on ground, and he's polled a 1 vote. So he's going all right, although the predictor doesn't get him scoring too many more just in 6 more rounds, but we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the rounds. Christian Petrarca, of course, was going all right, but he goes out with injury. Matt Rowell on 11 with Caleb Strong. Chad Warner on 11. Chad Warner had a pretty good year, but one of the things when you're with a few good midfielders like he has at Sydney, they can sort of take a few votes off each other. And of course, Isaac Heaney up the top has certainly taken the votes off him, whereas Chad Warner is actually eligible to win it. There we go. On 11, 9 votes. Next is Zach Merritt. Down to 8 votes, Noah Anderson, Connor Rose, and down there, so forth. Where's our little champ? I can't see our little champ down there somewhere. Maybe he hasn't polled there. Are you still on 4 votes? Is one of the other favourites for this evening. Nick Dacos only polled 4 votes so far, but he certainly starts to come into his own very soon, and the predictor says he's going to start to poll in pretty much every game. 1, 2, 3. He's only supposed to miss about another 4 games and poll in about the next 16 or so. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, a poll in 12 of the next 16 games. So we'll see how that goes. There we go. So while this is the leaders here, folks, you're having a look at, you can also keep an eye up here. These are the votes for the game. So this was like round 7, North Melbourne versus Adelaide. Who got the 3, 2 and 1? Of course, like Rory Laird got the 3, Dawson 2, ranking 1, and of course Geelong Carlton. Cameron got the 3, Crips 2, Walsh 1. And if you want to follow along with that as well, they're up to date and live as well. So you can follow along. If you miss a little bit of the call, you can still see here who gets the votes for the particular team there as the call's been going. It's reasonably, I've got just checking to make sure I've got that reasonably straight on the board, which is pretty good. All right, that's fantastic. All right, let's get back to Brownlow night.
Thanks to my mum, who did most of my homework for me. So thanks, Mum.
Did you give yourself any chance early in the count?
No chance whatsoever. I don't come here for the free feed, actually.
Terrible rumour going around that you proposed to Hayley and you didn't have a ring, you put a burger ring on her finger.
Yeah, that's definitely true, but I know she likes burger rings, so I thought I'd slip one of them.
Did you go there tonight thinking you had a chance of winning?
No, I was saying on the way, I say, all right, now when I say we'll quickly go out, we'll try and get past the people, and then we'll get in the car and go home. And had a good plan, but as you can see, that doesn't always work.
My sister, she doesn't come to many games. When she comes, she's in the bar most of the time, but thank you for coming.
I'll just start with the Hawthorn Football Club. Thanks so much for the opportunity you've given me. Clarko sounds pretty interested.
It's tiring, Clarko coaching. Well done, great to see you. Tommy Mitchell, 54 in the opening round that year, 3-3 and 3. So whoever wins tonight, there will be some official memorabilia, if that is your thing, officialmemorabilia.com.au. The leaderboard, Isaac Heaney with the asterisk next to his name. He's never been in double figures before. He got there quickly tonight. So Patrick Crips leads the count, continues just to get vote after vote. How long will it happen for? Nick Dacos, not yet on the board, neither. Lockie Neal or Marcus Bontempelli.
Okay, so Haim, we are heading into rounds 8 and 9 now. It is 2 wins for Collingwood at 8 and 9. So this is where Nick could explode. He's likely to get 3 and 3 for 8 and 9. And then, in fact, the next month, he is absolutely on fire. So let's get to round 8.
The weekend kicked off with a showdown. The Crows stunning the Power to be the kings of the city.
A little more cheer, a little more excitement, a little more polish.
Another crosstown rivalry took place in Sydney. Adam Kingsley wasn't happy with what he was seeing. but it was a sweet sight for Swans fans as their team brought the Giants to their knees.
Warner puts the final nail in the Giants' coffin.
In the West, Zach Merritt brought his own footy.
And he's got all the skills on show.
As the Bombers held off a fast-finishing Eagles. A cracker at the G. As the D's inflicted the Cats' first loss of the season, thanks to some Bailey Fritsch magic.
A dribbling kick, it has gone through.
Nice scenes at Marvel. As Cal Shadir followed in his late father's footsteps to don the brown and gold.
With an angel riding on his right shoulder, puts it through.
In a tense finish, the skipper had a bit of a dummy spit. But it was ultimately a happy team at Hawthorn as it downed the Dogs. However, we're not sure if everyone was enjoying the excitement. And what a moment at a jam-packed MCG.
Nick Dacos, right foot snap, he's kicked for goal.
Nick Dacos breaking blue hearts.
The Dacos box of rocks.
Nailing a clutch winner with pure brilliance.
Round 8. Adelaide, Port Adelaide. Adelaide, M. Crouch, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, Z. Butters, 2 votes. Adelaide, J. Saligo, 3 votes. Carlton, Collingwood. Carlton, H. Mackay, 1 vote. Carlton, B. Akers, 2 votes. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 3 votes. Sydney, GWS. Sydney, W. Haywood, 1 vote. Sydney, I. Heaney, 2 votes. Sydney, E. Goulden, 3 votes. St Kilda, North Melbourne. St Kilda, J. Hayes, 1 vote. St Kilda, B. Hill, 2 votes. St Kilda, J. Sinclair, 3 votes. Melbourne, Geelong. Geelong, M. Holmes, 1 vote. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 2 votes. Melbourne, H. Petty, 3 votes. West Coast, Essendon. Essendon, N. Martin, 1 vote. West Coast, L. Duggan, 2 votes. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 3 votes. Richmond, Fremantle. Fremantle, L. Ryan, 1 vote. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 2 votes. Fremantle, H. Young, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs, Hawthorn. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 1 vote. Hawthorn, K. Amon, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, B. Dale, 3 votes. Brisbane, Gold Coast. Brisbane, J. Dunkley, 1 vote. Brisbane, H. Andrews, 2 votes. Brisbane, D. Zorko, 3 votes.
Port Adelaide ambushed the Cats on their home turf as the power run riot. Geelong locals stunned, but Kenny is a happy man. The Bombers continue their red-hot form as they claim a giant scalp. The Blues were up and about early.
Carlton is on song tonight.
Before a Christian Petrarca-led fight back that left the D's fall just short.
Carlton win by a point.
In Tassie, the Hawks were so keen they were spoiling each other, but they held off the Saints and enjoyed the spoils with a happy elbow as their special guest. Matthew Nicks got a fizzy, wet surprise in the coach's box as his Crows and the Lions fought out a tense contest.
Siren, it's a draw!
And sad scenes across the competition as we remembered Cameron McCarthy, gone too soon at the age of just 29.
Round 9, Carlton, Melbourne. Carlton, S. Walsh, 1 vote. Melbourne, C. Petrarca, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes. Geelong, Port Adelaide. Geelong, Z. Guthrie, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, Z. Butters, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, J. Horne-Francis, 3 votes. Fremantle, Sydney. Sydney, W. Haywood, 1 vote. Sydney, Chad Warner, 2 votes. Sydney, I. Heaney, 3 votes. Hawthorn, St Kilda. St Kilda, M. Windhager, 1 vote. Hawthorn, D. Moore, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Newcomb, 3 votes. Essendon, GWS. Essendon, K. Langford, 1 vote. Essendon, N. Martin, 2 votes. GWS, Tom Green, 3 votes. Richmond, Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, J. Harms, 3 votes. Gold Coast, North Melbourne. Gold Coast, J. Lukosius, 1 vote. Gold Coast, M. Rao, 2 votes. Gold Coast, T. Miller, 3 votes. Collingwood, West Coast. Collingwood, S. Pendlebury, 1 vote. Collingwood, J. Crisp, 2 votes. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 3 votes. Adelaide, Brisbane, D. Zorko, 1 vote. Adelaide, J. Dawson, 2 votes. Adelaide, I. Rankin, 3 votes.
So round 9 done and dusted. Zach Merritt at 1.43s on the trot. Patrick Crips started 3 behind the great Craig Badley. He has steamrolled through 16 votes. Isaac Henny with the asterisks continues to be awarded votes. And Tom Green, his best last year with 16, already on 15. This year, we lost loved ones from the game, and tonight we remember 1960 Brownlow medalist and Australian Football Hall of Fame member John Schiltz. Gentleman John, as he was known, was an outstanding ruckman and played 188 games for Footscray, claiming 5 club best and fairest, and represented Victoria 24 times. A member of the Dogs team of the century, he was loved. And the image of him presenting to the drought-breaking Luke Beveridge, Easton Wood and Bob Murphy will be forever remembered. John passed away a few weeks ago, aged 85, a champion on the field, an even finer man off it. Ballet, John Schiltz.
It's coming. The show everyone...
All right, there we go, folks. That was round 9. Let's have a look at the leaderboard now. As we can see, Tom Green, let's have a look. Who were the 3 vote getters? And that was Ranky from Adelaide, Paddy Crips from Carlton, Horn Francis from Port Adelaide, Heaney, Newcomb, Tom Green, Harms from the Dogs, Miller from the Suns, and Nick Dacos from the Magpies with a 3-point scoring getter. Let's hope the Roos start firing next year. The Bob would be good to see the Roos starting to go, all right? That is for sure. Let's have a little bit of a look at the leaders board now as we go. Of course, Isaac Heaney still leads the way on 19 votes, but ineligible. So they've got the predictor here has got him down as scoring in the next round, and then not for quite some time after that. Paddy Crips doing it well here. Paddy Crips is polled in 2-4. He's polled in 6 games already. Of course, he's had 3 best on grounds and 2 second best on grounds. There is Paddy Crips. 16 votes. He's in for a big night. He's going to be one of the ones that at the end of this count who's going to be vying for victory tonight. And you know what, folks, it'd be pretty good to see Paddy Crips actually holding it up. If he happens to win it, I think he's one of those great guys out there playing AFL football. One of the clean, fair players that don't whinge about stuff out there. He just gets on with his job and does his team stuff. He's a great captain leading the Carlton Blues. He's pretty much leading the way at the moment with 16. Tom Green, next best there for the GWS Giants. He's polled 4 best on grounds with a 2 vote and a 1 vote. So he's also polled in 6 games out of the 9 or 10. This opening round's a strange one, isn't it? So it's out of actually the first 10 rounds, but opening round plus 9 games. There we go, folks. All right, he's supposed to have a little bit of a quiet in the next few games. We'll see what the predictor said. Christian Petrarca there, 14. Matt Rowell still up there with 13, and Chad Warner, 13. Zach Merritt climbing the way a little bit. Zach Merritt is at 4 best on grounds through rounds 5 to 8, and he's down to poll a few more votes throughout the evening, so that should be really interesting. Zach Butters up to 11 votes. The predictor hasn't got him polling too much more, and maybe about another 5 rounds there. Caleb Sarong next best. Nick Dacos, well, he's starting to make his move, folks. He's starting to make his move, the little champion from Collingwood. He's up to 10 votes now. He's had 2 best on grounds the last 2 games in round 8 and 9. He's now polled in 5 rounds. And the predictor has got him polling in nearly every match till the end. Nick Martin there on 10 with Adam Trelaw. Maxi Gawn, the big man, up to 9. And Noah Anderson there with 8. That's some of your leaders there, of course. Paddy Crips He's really crunched on in. Do we have... there's no... I'm not sure why the odds for some of these aren't down. Maybe they just have the odds for, say, the top 10 or so players. I don't know. It's a little bit bizarre because we've got, like, Zach Butters, nothing there. Maybe he's ineligible. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the market there. All right, let's get back to the Brownlow count.
The winner of the 1991 Brownlow Medal. Just think that 7 years ago, this big fella had never seen a game of Australian rules. And tonight, he's won the greatest individual honour the game can offer.
The Jim Steins Community Leadership Award is presented to the player who best demonstrates the values of the late Melbourne champion, their commitment to making a difference in the community and inspiring the next generation of leaders and change makers. It was 33 years ago today that Jim Steins won his Brownlow Medal. Thanks to Telstra, this year's winner will receive $40,000, which will be donated to the charity or community program to their choice. To announce and pay tribute to this year's winner, please welcome former Adelaide Crows captain Rory Sloane.
The Jim Steins Community Leadership Award is given to those who prioritise others above and beyond anyone else. And if you look at just a few of the previous winners, you'll see that being a good human will always trump the type of footballer that you are. It's a great lesson in life. This year's winner is an ambassador and lead facilitator with the Open Parachute Mental Health Program, delivering resilience talks to thousands of school students. And not only that, in his spare time, you'll find him travelling the country to the APY lands, where he's delivering STEM lessons to remote communities, or travelling the globe to places like Cambodia, where he's also been part of the Cows for Cambodia program. He's also a ruckman, and he has been notorious for doing things for others, consistently servicing the needs for those hungry little midfielders that are nipping at his feet. Laddie, that's you, mate.
Running out the Open Parachute program for schools. So it's essentially about trying to build up some skills in regards to resilience and mental health. Because as AFL footballers, we learn so much in terms of, we have sports psychologists and we have all sorts of people talking to us about how to build skills in this area. And I would have loved as a kid to be exposed to some of the skills I have now.
We know that students look up to their idols, which are generally sports people. So being able to hear from them and their experiences and how they've overcome adversities is really important.
We're still building on that, but getting guys to go out to schools to supplement the program, to remove some of that stigma and show them that even their idols and the players they might hold up on a pedestal go through the exact same challenges, the exact same feelings.
We've had a lot of school absences and a lot of anxiety has risen, especially with going through the COVID period. A lot of kids were able to feel what anxiety felt like for the first time, and it stuck around. Programs like this are so important, I think, not just for their mental health and their well-being as kids, but also to set them up for, down the track in their teenage years and their adult years to have a happy and healthy life.
Riley and the work that he's doing with the Crows Foundation really reaches out to students and gives them somebody to look up to, but also somebody who they can relate to.
I had some tough times at school, and I think everyone does going through those years of puberty, and you feel a bit awkward and socially, I was a gangly redheaded guy and socially awkward, so I certainly had a lot of anxiety and stuff growing up through that period.
The talk that Riley gave was incredible. They were able to see that not only does a famous person feel this as well, that he was able to overcome it.
Having someone like Riley come in and speak to the students, they can see how his story can be something that they may have gone through.
For him to come in and speak to them one-on-one and be there in person, it meant the world to these kids.
It's awesome to be able to do that and see some of the looks on their faces. I guess that they're really engaged and thinking, hang on a minute, these guys go through stuff too and they're human as well, and it's really powerful to be able to do that and help in whatever way we can.
What an incredible human being. So can everyone please join me in congratulating a man with a heart that is almost as big as his head,
Riley O'Brien from the Adelaide Crows, this year's winner of the Jim Steins Community Leadership Award. Yeah, wow, what an honour. Thank you so much to Sloaney, firstly, for the very kind words. And I'd love to thank the AFL, the Steins family and the Jim Steins Foundation for promoting this award. It's such a very special award to win and to promote all the great work that so many guys around the league do year in, year out, including the other nominees here tonight. So thank you so much. For me, life's all about growth and service. Growth to be the best and most well-rounded person I can be, and then service of others and service of my community. I just feel so lucky to be an AFL player, to have some standing and have some influence, and be able to do things like the Open Parachute program and give back. So I just take this opportunity to congratulate all the guys around the league on all the amazing work that they do, and also to continue to encourage them to take as much responsibility as they can in the community, because it can have such an impact. In terms of the organisations I work with, I'd love to give them a shout out and thank them so much. The ones that run the Open Parachute program, the Sebastian Foundation, Guy Sebastian and his family are incredibly passionate in the mental health space and do great work, and the Adelaide Crows Foundation, who do amazing work with kids all throughout South Australia, especially disadvantaged kids. And then Bedford I also work with in the disability space, do great work. So once again, it's a great honour to be up here. Thanks so much and have a great night. Cheers.
The weekend kicked off on a magical night in Darwin. The sun shining the brightest, taking down the cats in the top end. Speaking of sparkling, Harley Reid had us smiling in Perth. He once again outshone a couple of stars, as well as producing one of the moments of the season.
Harley Reid on full show and unbelievable!
The Swans gave Carlton a touch-up in Sydney, with some familiar names once again firing. Giants champ Callum Ward confused everyone after he sent the footy the wrong way and straight down his opponent's throat. Isaac Rankin, however, was going the right way in a hard stopper against the Pies. Unfortunately, though, he ran too far.
There's a whistle! Running too far!
Brisbane Lions demolition on the Tigers. It was party time at the Gabba, and Callum Archie launched for a hanger. And the round climax with an incredible finish at Adelaide Oval.
He brings the house down!
The power storming home to break Hawthorn's hearts.
Port Adelaide back from the clouds to claim the most extraordinary win.
Round 10, Gold Coast Geelong. Gold Coast, J. Lukosius, 1 vote. Gold Coast, N. Anderson, 2 votes. Gold Coast, M. Rowell, 3 votes. Sydney Carlton, Sydney, J. Rowbottom, 1 vote. Sydney, I. Heaney, 2 votes. Sydney, Chad Warner, 3 votes. Collingwood Adelaide, Collingwood, J. Noble, 1 vote. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 2 votes. Collingwood, J. DeGoey, 3 votes. GWS Western Bulldogs, J. Harms, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, E. Richards, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, A. Treloar, 3 votes. St Kilda Fremantle, C. Sarong, 1 vote. Fremantle, H. Young, 2 votes. Fremantle, L. Jackson, 3 votes. Brisbane Lions Richmond, Brisbane Lions, K. Lohman, 1 vote. Brisbane Lions, D. Zorko, 2 votes. Brisbane Lions, L. Neal, 3 votes. Essendon North Melbourne, H. Sheasel, 1 vote. Essendon, P. Wright, 2 votes. Essendon, J. Caldwell, 3 votes. Port Adelaide Hawthorn, Port Adelaide, J. Horn-Francis, 1 vote. Hawthorn, B. Hardwick, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, D. Houston, 3 votes. West Coast Melbourne, West Coast, T. Kelly, 1 vote. West Coast, J. Waterman, 2 votes. West Coast, H. Reid, 3 votes.
Chad Warner lit up Marvel and tamed the Dogs in a dominant display on the ground and in the air.
Warner is taking over Marvel.
A tight affair in the West with a last quarter full of surprises. A Freo fight back, leaving the contest all tied up.
Another draw in 2024.
The Suns were out to entertain as they tackled the Blues.
It does a backflip. It's showtime.
But Carlton stars stepped up to get the baggers home.
Charlie says, what about me? Give me the mark, give me the goal.
The Hawks were in sync as they defeated the Lions. It was a Max Gawn domination of the Saints as Stephen May ventured into unfamiliar territory.
He's going to love every second of that. Soak it up.
Deep in enemy territory, a giant result for GWS.
It's Halia. What a moment.
Its defence holding up as Geelong threw everything at the visitors in a thrilling finish.
Talk about giant victories. Talk about this one.
And a dream time at the G to remember. Dusty turned back the clock.
Oh, yes.
But the Dons couldn't be denied.
Merritt, he has been outstanding this year.
Round 11, Western Bulldogs, Sydney. Western Bulldogs, A. Treloar, 1 vote. Sydney, E. Goulden, 2 votes. Sydney, Chad Warner, 3 votes. Fremantle, Collingwood, Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 1 vote. Fremantle, J. Clark, 2 votes. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 3 votes. North Melbourne, Port Adelaide, North Melbourne, H. Sheasel, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, T. Marshall, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, J. Horn-Francis, 3 votes. Carlton, Gold Coast, Carlton, Z. Williams, 1 vote. Carlton, S. Walsh, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes. Geelong, GWS, Tom Green, 1 vote. GWS, J. Riccardi, 2 votes. GWS, Toby Green, 3 votes. Richmond, Essendon, Richmond, D. Martin, 1 vote. Essendon, S. Durham, 2 votes. Essendon, J. Ridley, 3 votes. Hawthorn, Brisbane, Hawthorn, K. Amon, 1 vote. Hawthorn, M. D'Ambrosio, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Warple, 3 votes. Melbourne, St Kilda, Melbourne, C. Salem, 1 vote. Melbourne, C. Petrarca, 2 votes. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 3 votes. Adelaide, West Coast, Adelaide, R. Laird, 1 vote. Adelaide, R. O'Brien, 2 votes. Adelaide, J. Dawson, 3 votes.
Well, what a fascinating leaderboard. 21 after 10 matches. That is a Brownlow record. Isaac Heaney with the red cross next to his name. 2 votes for 2 metre Peter. Rare goal for Stephen May. Votes for Blake Hardwick. Took 155 home and away games. For Paddy Crips, looking for his second, has 19. Chad Warner, 2 threes in a row, 4 for the night. And Nick Dacos, 11 in the last 4 matches. It's hotting up. Round 12 next.
Still to come, we say goodbye to some legends of our game and check in with the NAB Oz kickers from the red carpet. Plus, the front bar boys review this season like only they can. And we crown this year's Brownlow medalist.
All right, there we go. Just move that. I just need to put the, I just have to just jiggle that around and put the phone on charge, or else we wouldn't have made it to the end. I know there's a little bit with the voice on there, but that's all right. We'll get the microphone back on. I should pick it up all right, folks. For a little bit, I just want to plug the phone in, as I said, just for a little bit to get the sound. Then we'll plug that back in probably about 20 minutes time. All right, let's have a little bit of a look. That was an interesting couple of rounds. Have a look at that. Isaac Heaney continues to poll, but he's ineligible on 21. Paddy Crips, Chad Warner doing the job there, both on 19 votes. Have a look at that. Can you believe it? He's a big chance, isn't he, Chad Warner? Paddy Crips, let's just have a look at his votes. 2, 4, 6. He's polled in 7 games. 5 of those have been best on grounds. And, of course, he's got 2 2s in the other. And he's the predictor. The predictor, as you can see, has him polling in a lot more games. In about 8 more games, the predictor's got him polling, so he's going to be very, very hard to beat. Chad Warner. Paddy Crips, but have a look at Chad Warner. He's polled in 2, 4, 6, 8. He's polled in 9 rounds already, so he's doing all right. Tom Green going pretty good there. He's up to 16 with Matt Rao. Nick Dacos now climbing the ladder. He's up to 15. He's only 4 behind Paddy Crips and Chad Warner. As you can see, he's had nearly the perfect 4 rounds there, with 3 best on grounds and a second in the last 4 rounds there, and he's expected to poll a lot, especially in the last couple of rounds of the year where it could be well needed. He was exceptional in those games, so we are tipping he's going to get two lots of 3 at the end of the year. Adam Trelaw having a good start so far with 14 votes, as is Maxi Gorn there from Melbourne. There we go. Caleb Strong, he hasn't voted much since then. He's still on 12 though. Jason Orn Francis on 9 votes. Jordan De Goey on 8. Errol Gordon on 8 for the Sydney Swans. Jai Newcomb on 8. Connor Rose on 8 also. As we go down, we just push down a little bit and you can see some of your other ones. These aren't the top ones. They're going to struggle to match, but it's good to see what your players. Jesse Hogan, there we go. Coleman medalist, I think he was for this year. He's only got 5 votes, so makes it hard. Harley Reid there with 6 votes. Ineligible, but still got 6 votes. The big man. And of course, one down here, Marcus Bontempelli, only 4 votes. That's really surprising after the Bulldogs had a pretty good year, but as I said, sometimes your own mids will take some off. You're Lockie Neal, I think last year's winner, wasn't he? He's only polled 5 votes so far this year, so not always easy to poll. Dane Zorko with the 7 votes so far, but there we are. We've got a few different clubs there. So we've got Carlton, Sydney, GWS Giants, Melbourne, Gold Coast Suns, Collingwood, Western Bulldogs. There we go. So we've got plenty. All right, let's see what's going on.
Out of the count, but I think Lockie Neal and Nick Dacos had good years too, so should be a close count.
So, Max,
yes,
what do you eat to make you so tall?
I have a lot of cereal, don't I? I still eat cereal today. I just keep growing.
Hello, Harley.
G'day, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Yeah, going better now.
Do you think you're going to play AFL till you're a bit older?
Oh, I hope so. That's the plan, hey?
Yeah, you're quite young.
Yeah, I am pretty young, just like you.
Yes.
Hey, mate. What's going on?
Oh, not much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm better now. I've met Adelaide's #1 Crows fan.
I was going to drive because on Monday I fell off the back of a swing and landed on my head.
Oh, so that would hurt. Are you okay?
Yes, but are you okay?
Yeah. I was just with one of your favourite players.
Who? John Dawson?
Jordan Dawson.
Yeah. Did you get fined in Oz Kick?
Oh, I would have if they had them, but I didn't because Mum just told me not to do that again.
Whenever you get in trouble at the club, do you blame Nick or not?
Of course I do.
What are your thoughts on the travel for the Western Australian teams? Because you used to coach Freo.
Well, I actually used to coach Richmond.
Oh.
But Freo was a close second. They're always close to my heart, which is good as well.
I'm a huge Crows fan.
Who's your favourite?
John Dawson.
Who's your
and
favourite?
you. John Dawson and then
Who's
you.
your favourite?
You.
Good boy. That's good.
Alex and Pippa doing an extraordinary job on the red carpet earlier tonight. The Oz Kickers just bring so much to the competition. Well, we obviously all can't wait for Saturday's AFL Grand Final. There's a bit of action around the nation, so we're going to head up to Sydney now, and that's where we find he was probably a pretty good Oz kicker in his time. Amber Ladlers with Errol.
Thank you, Beck. Errol Goulden, a New South Wales Academy product, about to play in your second grand final. How are you feeling ahead of the weekend?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Obviously, to be playing in the biggest game of the year is obviously what we wanted to be doing, and yeah, pretty nervous. But I'd say the overarching feeling is just excitement.
Looking back, the last time you faced the Lions, round 19, they just got the win over you by 2 points. You did have a couple of injuries, but do you look back at that game as you prepare for Saturday?
Oh yeah, I think we'll definitely have a look back at it. They're an amazing team, Brisbane, and we were lucky enough to sit back and kind of watch them go at it against Geelong on the weekend. It was a really good watch, and yeah, they've got class players all over the field. So yeah, we'll have to be on our A game.
Enjoy the rest of the night, Errol, and of course, best of luck on Saturday.
Cheers, thank you very much.
A D's annihilation in the Alice as Freo thumped Melbourne by a massive 92 points.
Something special.
The Blues put out the power with the dominant last quarter, led by their skipper Patrick Crips.
Crips do it again. What is that?
It was Bob versus Dacos on who took the best on-ground honours as the Pies tackled the Bulldogs. However, the Dogs skipper was the one smiling the most on the final siren as his team snared the W.
Approaches 50, sizes it up. This man's a superstar.
In the West, Mason Wood stepped up for the Saints in the final term to help his side defeat the Eagles.
High ball, Woods taking to the sky.
And the Hawks' mid-season resurgence continued to roll on, belting the Crows at the G. And we think Will Day was happy with Jack Ginnivan's work.
Jack Ginnivan on the siren. That's what the Lions fans needed.
Round 12, Port Adelaide Carlton. Carlton N Newman 1 vote. Carlton S Walsh 2 votes. Carlton P Crips 3 votes. Collingwood Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs A Treloar 1 vote. Collingwood N Dacos 2 votes. Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli 3 votes. Hawthorn Adelaide. Hawthorn W Day 1 vote. Hawthorn J Newcomb 2 votes. Hawthorn D Moore 3 votes. West Coast v St Kilda. West Coast H Reid 1 vote. St Kilda J Steele 2 votes. St Kilda M Wood 3 votes. Geelong Richmond. Geelong T Atkins 1 vote. Geelong O Dempsey 2 votes. Geelong M Holmes 3 votes. Melbourne Fremantle. Fremantle H Young 1 vote. Fremantle J Clark 2 votes. Fremantle C Sarong 3 votes. Gold Coast Essendon. Gold Coast N Anderson 1 vote. Essendon Z Merritt 2 votes. Gold Coast S Flanders 3 votes.
A powerful performance by the Swans against the Cats. After conceding the first 6 goals of the game, Sydney surged back in impressive fashion.
It can only be one man, and the chat says game over.
A Sunday night blockbuster as twin brothers finally faced off for the first time in their career. Harry had the last laugh over Ben as his Blues down the Dogs. The Lions hit Marvel Stadium with the intention of taming the Bulldogs' bite, and did it comfortably, with Eric kicking half a dozen. The Kangaroos' intent was clear after their big man ran down a little Eagles man.
The big ruckman, terrific stuff.
Joy for North Melbourne with its first win of the season.
The Kangaroos break through.
And we finished the round with Big Freeze 10, as several rock stars slid into the icy water to help the fight to find a cure for MND.
Down the slide, and a sensational entry.
The Pies dismantled the D's. Steel side bottom proving there is still strength in his old legs.
What about that? The veteran has taken a ripper.
Round 13, Adelaide Richmond. Richmond J Short 1 vote. Richmond S Bolton 2 votes. Adelaide J Dawson 3 votes. Western Bulldogs Brisbane. Brisbane H McCluggage 1 vote. Brisbane L Neal 2 votes. Brisbane E Hipwood 3 votes. Hawthorn GWS. Hawthorn J Newcomb 1 vote. GWS F Callahan 2 votes. Hawthorn J Warple 3 votes. West Coast North Melbourne. North Melbourne J Simpkin 1 vote. North Melbourne, N. Larkey, 2 votes. North Melbourne, L. Davies Uniac, 3 votes. St Kilda Gold Coast, St Kilda, J. Sinclair, 1 vote. Gold Coast, S. Flanders, 2 votes. St Kilda, R. Marshall, 3 votes. Sydney Geelong, Geelong, M. Holmes, 1 vote. Sydney, E. Gordon, 2 votes. Sydney, T. Papley, 3 votes. Essendon Carlton, Essendon, N. Martin, 1 vote. Carlton, P. Crips, 2 votes. Carlton, E. Holland, 3 votes. Collingwood v Melbourne, Collingwood, N. Dacos, 1 vote. Collingwood, J. Noble, 2 votes. Collingwood, J. Crisp, 3 votes.
It was Dusty's day at a jam-packed MCG as Tigers fans came out in force to celebrate their chance 300th. And it didn't take long for him to entertain.
From 50, the crowd lights up. Dustin Martin, of course.
The Dogs dined out on the Dockers. And guess who led the way with a standout performance? M. Bontempelli. It was an Amati party at the Adelaide Oval as the young Swan key forward kicked a bag of 9 against the Crows.
He's single-handedly turning this game around.
And the Kangaroos were giving the reigning premier a touch-up at marble.
This is absolutely magnificent from the Kangaroos.
However, being 54 points down doesn't stop those Magpies when they can sniff a victory.
Round 14, Brisbane St Kilda, Brisbane D Zorko, 1 vote. Brisbane C Rayner, 2 votes. Brisbane J Danaher, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs Fremantle, Western Bulldogs L Bramble, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs B Dale, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli, 3 votes. Richmond Hawthorn, Hawthorn J Weddle, 1 vote. Richmond T Taranto, 2 votes. Hawthorn J Sicily, 3 votes. Adelaide Sydney, Sydney B Grundy, 1 vote. Sydney E Gordon, 2 votes. Sydney J Amati, 3 votes. North Melbourne Collingwood, Collingwood N Dacos, 1 vote. North Melbourne G Wardlaw, 2 votes. North Melbourne L Davies Uniac, 3 votes. GWS Port Adelaide, Port Adelaide K Farrell, 1 vote. GWS T Bedford, 2 votes. GWS J Kelly, 3 votes.
Well, this is just extraordinary, really. Patrick Crips putting on an absolute clinic, and look what is ahead. 10 matches to come, green ticks everywhere. 24, he won the medal in 2022 with 29. The record is 36. Nick Dacos starting to make some inroads. A bye to come, but Nick polled 7 straight and 10 of the last 11. No votes in that stanza for Chad Warner. A break, round 15 on the other side.
All right, there we go. There are your votes so far after round 14. Have a look at Paddy Crips getting out. Have a look at his polling. 1, 2, 3. He's only missed 4 games in polling, 24 votes so far. And he's still got a few votes to come on the predictor for him. He's in for a, I tell you what, he's going to be hard to beat. He's into 101 now to win this whole thing. Nick Dacos out the $21. If we go by the predictors, it'll probably have Paddy Crips winning this by about 5 votes or something around that. But, you know, you just never know, folks. You just never know. I think 40 votes, Crips. I think somewhere around there. I tell you what, he's a worthy winner. And we don't worry about Nick Dacos. He will win it eventually. And he's got something that Paddy Crips hasn't got, and that's the premiership medallion. So I think that's the most important of the players. But there we go. If we have a look up here, even Harmony. Goulden took 3 away. Brody Grundy actually got 1. Sicily, I'm surprised Sicily's only got 3 votes there for Hawthorn, because he was really, really good in Hawthorn's outfit. That was up to round 14, so maybe a little bit later he might poll a little bit more. Let's just have a little bit of a glance down. So we've got Paddy Crips there leading away on 24, 5 ahead of the second place getter in Nick Dacos. Of course, Isaac Heaney ineligible, so you can forget about him being there. Of course, third place, Chad Warner. Tell you what, he had a great year, Chad Warner. Geez, look at that, still $251 for third in the running. Surprising. There we go. But he's big chance. Chatty Warner. There we go. I'm pretty sure he had a few good games in the end. Tom Green there. Let's just have a look at some of his votes. 2, 4, 6. He's polled in 7 games. The predictor's got him polling in a few more still. Petrarca was out. Matt Rowell actually wasn't too bad. He had a fantastic start there for the Gold Coast Suns. Look at that. He's polled 3 best on grounds, 3 twos and 1 for 16 votes. And he's got a couple of votes suspected later on in the season with another couple of best on grounds. Adam Trelaw started off reasonably well. He's just got 2 best on grounds with 3 twos, 3 ones and a couple of 3s there. He had a pretty good season for his, pretty even great season for him. So well done to him. There we go. So that's some of them. Just check out some of your players' stats as we go down. As I said, the big surprise really of the night is probably LeBont. We thought he'd poll much better. He's only got 2 3s. That's 2 best on grounds, a 2 and 2 ones. Of course, Sam Walsh, we thought he might have had a pretty good time. We thought he might take a few votes off Paddy Crips also. He's polled well, but Paddy's got the big 3s in the games there so far. So we just roll on down. You can have a look at your player. And later on, folks, we will go through team by team at the end to see who scored what and how many points in your team. I think we can do that by this. We can do that by this, so that should be okay. No worries there. But that is your top 3 at the moment. Paddy Crips leading. I think we're back. Let's go back down there.
On to some Brisbane brilliance. The Swans showed the Giants who's boss in Sydney.
The last 8 for the Swans.
The D's hold off a fast finishing Kangas to win a thriller.
And it's heartbreak again for North Melbourne.
And Freo charged over the Suns.
He just steamrolls it
for a big win.
Round 15, Port Adelaide, Brisbane. Brisbane, E. Hipwood, 1 vote. Brisbane, O. McInerney, 2 votes. Brisbane, D. Zorko, 3 votes. GWS Sydney. Sydney, Chad Warner, 1 vote. Sydney, J. Rowbottom, 2 votes. Sydney, E. Goulden, 3 votes. Melbourne, North Melbourne. North Melbourne, C. Zerha, 1 vote. Melbourne, J. Viney, 2 votes. North Melbourne, L. Davies Uniac, 3 votes. Essendon West Coast. Essendon, J. Stringer, 1 vote. Essendon, J. Caldwell, 2 votes. Essendon, S. Durham, 3 votes. Fremantle Gold Coast. Fremantle, H. Young, 1 vote. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 2 votes. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 3 votes. Carlton Geelong. Carlton, T. De Conning, 1 vote. Carlton, S. Walsh, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes.
Sidestep. You had to be quick on your feet in round 16. Otherwise, you were left behind.
Steps Heaney, head goes back!
Freo stunned the Swans in a post-siren thriller as Logan McDonald's kick falls
Not gonna score!
just short.
Freo, hold on!
Port returned to the winners list, easing some pressure on an emotional Ken Hinkley.
Been a tough week. Great boys. Great boys.
The Suns stand tall against the Magpie tsunami, holding off the fast-finishing Pies to record an important victory for the club.
Long for the lead back. The crowd goes crazy.
A pair of midfield bulls had big weekends. The bomb was everywhere as he led the Dogs to victory against the Kangas. While Patrick Crips got leather poisoning as his Blues dominated the Tigers. And Hugh McCluggage produced some magic to get his Lions over the line against the D's.
Has kicked the most important score.
Round 16, Brisbane, Melbourne, K. Pickett, 1 vote. Melbourne, C. Oliver, 2 votes. Brisbane, J. Dunkley, 3 votes. North Melbourne, Western Bulldogs, L. Jones, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, A. Treloar, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 3 votes. Adelaide, GWS, Adelaide, B. Keys, 1 vote. GWS, L. Whitfield, 2 votes. Adelaide, J. Dawson, 3 votes. Geelong, Essendon, Geelong, O. Dempsey, 1 vote. Geelong, T. Stengel, 2 votes. Geelong, T. Stewart, 3 votes. St Kilda, Port Adelaide, St Kilda, J. Sinclair, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, C. Rosie, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, J. Horn-Francis, 3 votes. West Coast, Hawthorn, W. Day, 1 vote. Hawthorn, J. Warple, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Newcomb, 3 votes. Sydney, Fremantle, J. Draper, 1 vote. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 2 votes. Sydney, N. Blakey, 3 votes. Gold Coast, Collingwood, Gold Coast, B. King, 1 vote. Gold Coast, N. Anderson, 2 votes. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 3 votes. Richmond, Carlton, S. Walsh, 1 vote. Carlton, B. Akers, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes.
Benny Crips continues at an unbelievable pace. Nick Dacos is hot. 8 consecutive games with votes, equal most ever in a season. He has 22, a bye then 3. The drama is Patrick Crips right now, unstoppable, equal most ever in a season by a blue with Sam Walsh, Chris Judd and Greg Williams, and has 8 matches to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, to propose a toast to the retiring class of 2024, please welcome to the stage Melbourne Premiership hero Angus Brayshaw.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Angus Brayshaw. I'm a retired AFL footballer and I'm here tonight on behalf of the retiring class of 2024. It's certainly not lost to me that I'm making a toast to a group to which I now belong, which is a bit awkward, but it is an honour to do so nonetheless. So it's been about 8 months since I was medically retired and just over a year since I played my last game of AFL. So I have a little bit of a head start on the rest of the retirees. But I'm not going to lie, the absence of football has left a very deep void. Days that were planned to the minute and filled with purpose need to be replaced, and in time they will be. Football is all-consuming. No matter how long your career was, how successful it was, or even how well you've prepared for the next stage, the transition is difficult, and there seems no easy way around it. Having said that, I think it's really important on nights like this to reflect on what we've all achieved as a group. Whether you're Dustin Martin, who I checked before I came up here and he's still officially retired, and he's won every single award that's available to win for a player, or whether you're a kid like Aidan O'Driscoll, who is a young man who had dreams of doing what Dusty did, but unfortunately he was medically retired from concussion in his first pre-season. We, the retiring class of 2024, should be incredibly proud. We all hope that we've brought pride and joy to our families, our friends, our loved ones, our teammates, our clubs, and also to many fans. We all achieved our dreams to varying degrees, which is a privilege that we should never lose sight of. Equally as important is casting an eye to the future. And the truth, surprisingly, is that there is a life after football, which is a relief. Tom Hawkins played 359 games. He arrived as a kid and leaves the game with several of his own. And although his career may seem like a lifetime, he, like the rest of us, will soon find out that there is so much more to see and to do. Baling hay and mustering cattle, perhaps he could be the next John Dutton. TV acting career after this all. So yes, our playing careers have ended, and there are feelings of sadness, grief, uncertainty, anger, and anxiety, no doubt. But as the playing door closes on us, so many others stand ready for us as we transition from this rigid and structured existence into the great unknown. I sincerely hope that everyone in the retiring class of 2024 finds something that provides them with the passion and the purpose that I derived from playing AFL. So while I'm added a bit of free advice, it's been 32 weeks of my retirement, and that makes me a veteran. So for those watching or here tonight who join me in retirement, I've got a few tips for you. The first is to keep your friends and family close and be kind to yourself through the ups and downs. It's certainly not going to be easy all the time, but the virtues that football has instilled in us will hold us in good stead for what's to come. The retiring class of 2024 gave so much to the game and will be sorely missed, but the legacy that we have left won't soon be forgotten. From club captains to premiership heroes, future Hall of Famers and players who gave us moments that we'll look back on forever. On behalf of the group, I would also like to say a massive thank you to this great game and to all of those who work tirelessly, often without recognition, to allow us to go out and do what we have done. And most of all, a massive thank you to our families and to our loved ones who have sacrificed continuously to help us along our journey. It is my incredible privilege to count myself a member of this group and a true honour to represent and toast them tonight. So, I invite everyone to raise their glasses and join me in toasting the retiring class of 2024. Cheers.
All right, so there we go. There are some of the players I was talking about. A lot of retirees going out this year, as I just continue to eat on a couple of chips here. Sorry, folks. Paddy Crips now up to 30 votes. How is he going to get... How are they going to stop him now? 30 votes. 8 ahead of Nick Dacos. We don't want Isaac Heaney's there. Let's just have a look at some of the votes here. I tell you what, the difference, I suppose, in some of these ones with Paddy and Nick is that Nick's had a few ones in there. Paddy's are all 3s and 2s. He's had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's had 8 best on grounds. That's just incredible. 8 best on grounds and 3 2s. Nick has had 1, 2, 3, 4. Nick has only had 4 best on grounds. 3 2s and 4 1s. So that's where the other few votes. Nick's got a few best on grounds predicted, and still so has Paddy Crips. Chad Warner, well, what can he do in the final? What have we got? 8 rounds to go. I think he has a bye coming up there somewhere along the lines as well. But I think it is definitely going to be a battle between Paddy Crips, who is going to be a strong favourite at 101 to win. And of course, last year's should have won, but he was out for the last 3 rounds of last year, Nick Dacos. It looks like he could end up second again. 8 votes is a long way to come back, folks. There's 2 best on grounds and a second. I tell you what, looks like Paddy could be set. Let's just roll down a little bit. And you can have a look where your players' polling votes are. Of course, remember, Paddy Crips on 30 votes. 30 votes is leading. Nick Dacos there second on 22. Third is Chad Warner on 20. And we keep going. Caleb Strong polling late there with Trelaw 17, 19, 17. Tommy Green with Matty Rowell there on 16. We'll just roll down a little bit and you can see where your players have got to. Joey Danaher, he's down there with just the 6. All right, there we go. Jeremy Cameron with 7. Andrew Brayshaw with 8. Jordan Ngoe with 8. Zorko still down there on 11. Butters, who we thought would go a little bit better, he's just on 11. Maxi Gawn had a pretty good year from Melbourne. He always gives his best. He's on 12. The Bonts made a little bit of inroad there. 13 for the Bont. He's had 3 of his 3 best on grounds out of the last 4 games there. Round 15 was a bye for him. So he started to pick up his form there. Well done to the Bont there. Started to get a little bit of a move on there. So as you can see here, in the last game where Richmond played Carlton, Paddy Crips got the 3, B. Akers got the 2, and Sam Walsh got the 1. So I do like this part up here, folks. You can see the Gold Coast Suns versus Collingwood. Nick Dacos got the 2 votes, took him to 22. Anderson, King, etc. like that. Blakey there, Sarong and Draper, etc. like that. And later we can go through this one down to the club, and we'll have a look at your individual club there later on, just like that. So these are like the vote getters for the Magpies so far. Nick Dacos leading the way. Jordan Ngoe second with 8. Jack Crisp, Jamie Elliott, 5-3. Paddy Lipinski, Johnny Noble and Scotty Pendlebury. They are the vote getters for your individual club. But we'll have a look at those. We'll have a look at those at the end of the evening, after the speech, I guess. Maybe after the speech, we can have a little bit of a look at that. Should be pretty good going through each team, seeing how they all vote, what your favourite player was. Even if you've got someone, folks, that you want to actually ask a question about, have they got votes? You just let me know who it is and from what team, and we can just duck into this one. We can just duck into this one and go and have a look and see what votes that person has got that you're inquiring about. Yeah, we can definitely have a look at that as we go along. We're still on an ad break there just at the moment. We shouldn't be too far back before we're back to the Brownlow count, back in the room. Tina and Bem Bem, mega love shout out. My guapa, mega love shout out. Thanks for coming in. Hope you got home safe. There we go. So I think we are back on. Oh no, we're just about back there. And then I'll put the volume up, of course. I will put the mic. I'll reconnect the mic soon, folks. I just want to get a little bit more charge into the phone so I don't go too much low bat. For a little bit more. So I'll give it another couple of rounds or another 5 minutes, and then I'll put the mic in. I'm not sure whether it makes much difference to the sound. It's pretty good. The mic coming through the phone itself is pretty good anyway. BG Nat preparing dinner. No worries, Day. No worries. I hope you have something delicious and lammy to eat. I just had some watermelon. It was quite nice. So I'm going to finish that off with a little bit of chocolate. I'll probably have a coffee while the rest of the Brownlow count is on. Of course, this is one of the best Monday nights you can possibly get in Victoria, or all football lovers. And of course, that is the Brownlow Medal. Right, let's get back down there, and that's the front bar, folks, going to have a little bit of a word.
In the room, what a count we have unfolding. We'll be getting back to that very, very shortly, of course, but it's time now for the front bar Brownlow Medal Night Awards for 2024. It's a joy to be here on Footy's Night of Nights.
It's special awards that are going out into the room, and of course, you're no stranger to the awards ceremony, having hosted the Logies, this is your chance to get it right. Let's go.
All
First
right.
award, please.
I'll give it a go then, Mickey. All right, so the first award goes to the coach who aged the most following a premiership, and the winner is Craig McRae from Collingwood. Well done, Craig. Wow.
Our next award is for the most determined insect in a coach's box. And of course, the winner is this fly. Have a look. I'm not going anywhere. I found a good spot. Let's just see how long before Matthew Nix notices.
You know what attracted him to that coach's box?
No, what was it?
The game plan. Thank you. Next award is Best Chip Steal by Senior Coach. Top of the screen, John Longmire coming in. Bang! Look at that. Yoink. Denise, of course, Longmire tonight. Keep an eye on your dinner rolls.
Even the Seagulls supported that.
Magnificent, isn't it? Well,
Great strike. Magnificent stuff. May I continue? Yes, please. Our next award is for the player least looking forward to speaking to their coach. The winner, of course, is Tom Stewart. Here comes the phone, and oh boy. There we go. Hi, Chris.
During a game, not the ideal time to receive a breakup call from your The next award, Best Backwards Run by an Umpire in 2024. I'm talking, of course, of Michael Baker, bottom of screen, round 8. Have a look at this performance. Mickey, it's like watching Carlton in the second half of the year.
Over to you, Mickey. Next award for the night, please. Yes, this award is for the fan most impacted by the cost of living crisis, and it goes to Catman. Here he is early in the season. Interest rates are low, rental properties are down, and then later, obviously, the cost of living has gone through the roof. I blame the RBA. It's their fault.
Tough year. Catman looks like he's been neutered.
Yeah.
Last award of the night. What?
The big one. The goal.
The goal.
We're in your hands. In your hands, Sam.
Here it is, the final award, and it is the AFL boss who is keeping his options open. Of course, the winner is Andrew Dillon. Well done, Andrew. Great stuff there.
There he is.
Congratulations to all the award winners. It's been a joy to be part of the night again. Don't forget the grand final edition of the Front Bar Thursday night, 8:30. Superstars all over the place. Michael Voss joining us. Andrew Dillon will be on the show. Harley Reid's going to be on the program. Fitzy's going to be part of it. Thanks for being part of our night. Now, let's head back to the camp.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. Always a lot of fun and a big week coming our way. Well, Charlie Curno's been good enough to talk to us about Cripper. What is it about Cripper? He is leading the field at the moment.
He's doing pretty well, the big fella. I think he's spent a lot of time down in Torquay trying to get catch waves. He's got a lot of volume in his board, so I think that's keeping him in good stead so far.
I love a bit of surfing talk. Now, you two are both brilliant to watch. Is there anything that he can do that you'd like to do?
There's a few things. I think he handballs it really well. We'd like him to say that, but he also puts it down and throw to us forwards all the time. So I think us boys coming out of the midfield really enjoy it. Well, us forwards, when he comes out of the midfield, really enjoy it when you see the big Crip, and he looks to kick it to us, of course.
We had him on the stage 2 years ago, and he revealed a lot about himself when he won this medal. Do you think he can do it again? And is there anything that we don't know about him?
I think he can do it again. He's in a pretty good spot, big Crip. I was trying to shake his hand, but he wouldn't let me for bad luck and do the early crow. But I reckon something you don't know about him, big Ron. He's got a couple cats, a couple dogs, so he's a mysterious man. A lovely wife, Mon, and a lovely baby Coda. So he's a good fella.
Beautiful. All right, thank you so much. We're going to see how he shapes up in this round. It is round 17.
Essendon claimed a scout.
Good tackle, Merritt. He's feasting on Collingwood in every facet.
Knocking off the Pies with its captain leading from the front. The orange tsunami was back.
Oh, Jesse!
The Giants charged over the Blues in impressive fashion.
It's straight. It's there!
The Saints threw everything at the Swans.
Oh, he's in the ball. Howard's in the cheer squad. Where's he gone?
And toppled their ladder-leading opponents with a stirring win.
Round the corner!
The Lions weren't always on target, as Big Harris tried to line up Isaac Rankin, but Lockie Neal had his eye in and had a big day.
Neal bringing them to their knees.
Meanwhile, the Kangas were launching bombs.
He's kicked a 70-metre bomb to set up Shields. One of the great goal assists of the season.
hanging on in a thriller against the Suns.
Round 17, Port Adelaide Western Bulldogs. Port Adelaide C Rosie 1 vote. Port Adelaide J Horn Francis 2 votes. Port Adelaide Z Butters 3 votes. North Melbourne Gold Coast. North Melbourne C McKercher 1 vote. North Melbourne H Sheasel 2 votes. North Melbourne L Davies Uniac 3 votes. Geelong Hawthorn. Geelong B Close 1 vote. Geelong T Stewart 2 votes. Geelong J Cameron 3 votes. Fremantle Richmond. Fremantle H Young 1 vote. Fremantle J Tracy 2 votes. Fremantle A Brayshaw 3 votes. Melbourne West Coast. Melbourne J Van Royen 1 vote. Melbourne E Langdon 2 votes. Melbourne T Rivers 3 votes. Brisbane Adelaide. Adelaide J Dawson 1 vote. Brisbane C Rayner 2 votes. Brisbane L Neal 3 votes. St Kilda Sydney. Sydney I Heaney 1 vote. St Kilda J Steele 2 votes. Sydney E Gordon 3 votes. Collingwood Essendon. Collingwood N Dacos 1 vote. Essendon Z Merritt 2 votes. Essendon J Caldwell 3 votes. GWS Carlton. Carlton P Crips 1 vote. GWS J Hogan 2 votes. GWS Tom Green 3 votes.
The little men were flying this round. And they're also scoring important goals with some wizardry. While Ross was having a few issues with his phone.
There goes the phone. Ross getting as frustrated as oh no. He's done it again. Oh no.
No such problem for the D's and Cossie,
Brilliant from Pickett.
who had too many tricks for the Bombers.
Heroin his way through trouble. Unselfishly to Langdon. And the D's make them pay big time.
And the Dogs were barking as they muzzled the Blues in a stellar victory.
Round 18, Gold Coast Port Adelaide. Gold Coast A Davies 1 vote. Gold Coast S Flanders 2 votes. Port Adelaide Z Butters 3 votes. Melbourne Essendon. Melbourne E Langdon 1 vote. Essendon N Martin 2 votes. Melbourne T Rivers 3 votes. Adelaide St Kilda. St Kilda J Steele 1 vote. Adelaide J Dawson 2 votes. Adelaide R Laird 3 votes. Hawthorn Fremantle. Hawthorn W Day 1 vote. Hawthorn J Warple 2 votes. Hawthorn J Newcomb 3 votes. West Coast Brisbane. West Coast E Yo 1 vote. West Coast T Kelly 2 votes. Brisbane L Neal 3 votes. Richmond GWS. GWS Toby Green 1 vote. GWS L Whitfield 2 votes. GWS Tom Green 3 votes. Sydney North Melbourne. Sydney T Papley 1 vote. Sydney Chad Warner 2 votes. Sydney E Gordon 3 votes. Collingwood Geelong. Geelong M Holmes 1 vote. Collingwood N Dacos 2 votes. Geelong J Bowes 3 votes. Western Bulldogs Carlton. Western Bulldogs B Dale 1 vote. Carlton P Crips 2 votes. Western Bulldogs J Ugelhagen 3 votes.
I am joined now by Lions co-captain Lockie Neal. Lockie, we're here at the Gabba because of last weekend. Congratulations, but you are sporting a black tie with a black eye. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was thanks to Eric. After Cam kicked that Perla goal on his left, Hippie got a bit excited. Haven't seen him jump that high in about 10 weeks. Jumped over everyone and decided to whack me in the face and give me a black eye. So it looks like I put my head over it on the weekend, but it was actually Hippie.
Hippie. Fingers crossed that, you know, you can have those celebrations again this weekend because it is just 4 sleeps until the grand final. Can you believe it? You were there last year. How prepared are you this time around?
yeah, obviously experiencing that opportunity last year holds us in good stead. We know what's coming this week. All the excitement and the build-up is fantastic, and like I said, we know what's coming, so I feel like we'll be better prepared. We can't wait to get to Melbourne in a couple of days' time and spend some time there and rip in on Saturday. It should be a great game.
Should be. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lockie.
Thank you, Alyssa. Lockie, good luck on the weekend. Lockie with 2 Brownlow medals. Patrick Crips trying to join him. Tom Green, 6 votes in the last 2 games, most ever by a giant. Josh Kelly at 21 in 2017. Nick Dacos voted 10 games in a row. That is an in-season record. 25, he's on fire. The only drama is Patrick Crips, voted in 7 straight, has 33, 6 matches to play, needs 4 votes to break the all-time record. Paddy's in good shape. We'll speak to Paddy on the other side of the break.
Well, there we go. That is round 18 gone. Have a look at the leader, Paddy Crips, absolutely flying. Of course, him and Nick Dacos, as I said, the 2 leaders out there just continue to poll votes. But that is why Paddy Crips is leading. It's the 3s that he's getting. And young Nick is getting more 1s and 2s than the 3s, like Paddy's doing. But yeah, 8 votes out in front. It's going to be a tough one. Gabrielle Jeffries, Paddy Crips leading. It looks like it could be a margin that could even be too big for the rest of the field to catch. It would be nice if it got to maybe the last game of the season to come out with the winner, but that'd be interesting. So Chilean, yeah, it is bizarre for those of us overseas and would like to follow it. I'm glad you can step on in here with us, with everybody here, with all the good folk in here, and listen to the Brownlow count. I know if you're a footy follower, this is one night that we just don't miss here in the land of Australia. We love the Brownlow night, the Brownlow counts, just one of those things we just got to listen into or watch if we can, no matter where we are. Tine Bem Bem, thanks my super guapa manager. Thanks for hanging in there. Hopefully you're cooking your dinner pretty good. Let's just roll down. Paddy Crips there leading on 33. Nick Dacos second, 25. Tom Green and Chad Warner having pretty good years. Tom Green started off reasonably good up to round 11, then had a few off, and he's come back with a couple of best on grounds in his last 2 there. Chad Warner, he started off pretty strong there. Have a look at that. He's got a few 3s on the board. Well, from round 12 after the bye, went a little bit quiet there. There we go. Are you going to do any more AFL games next season? Yeah, sure will. You know, I like doing the AFL. I like doing the AFL and bringing that to everyone, you know, because there's a lot of people that love the footy. And, you know, I've got friends there that are overseas that can't get in or can't watch the footy anywhere overseas or tune in. So they all come to my channel here and listen into the football. I mean, that's one of the good things. You know, you can see the scores and you can also listen to the call of the game, which is fantastic. All right, so let me just roll down another few plays and you can just have a look. As I said, just while the break's on, whenever the break's on, you can always just drop the team if you want to see your team, how your individual team is polling on the votes, and I can just bring up that team for you. No worries at all. Or or if you want to wait until the end, that's fine. We'll go through all the teams at the end, see where the votes are, what all the players have got from each team. We'll do that at the end. There we go. Of course, Paddy Crips getting a 2, and of course Nick getting a 2 in the last round there. We're in for some interesting rounds now. I think it's predicted that Paddy gets maybe a 1 vote on the next game and Nick Dacos doesn't poll. but then the next couple, Nick is predicted to pole, and Paddy is supposed to predicted to get 1. But looking at that tally, you've got to think that 8 votes is just too big a margin to come back. But you just never know. You just never know, folks. Sometimes it goes on, if your teams win. Anyway, let's get back to the count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cameras staring at you. 33, 6 rounds to go. It's a handsome lead. It's going to feel like a long straight.
Yeah, mate. It's always a good night at Brownlow, but it's, when you're out ahead, you're not nervous at the start of the night, but I'm a little bit nervous now. So we'll see how it all pans out.
You don't look like a sort of predictor type guy, but what were you thinking coming into tonight?
I thought the count would be high. I thought Nick had a great year, so I thought he'd be sort of around the mid-30s. So you never know. The best thing with the Brownlow, that's what makes it interesting. You don't know how it's going to pan out, and I think that's why everyone enjoys watching it.
Overriding emotion right now?
I'd like to get a few waters just in case, but no, I feel good, mate. It's whatever happens, happens. A lot of guys had great years, so whoever wins it deserves it. We'll just see how it goes.
We're reaching for the record books. 6 to go. Let's get to round 19.
A Friday night boilover as the Crows down the Bombers. Josh Rochelle taking his moment. The Hawks gave the reigning Premier a touch-up, with one former premiership pride having a lot of fun against his old side.
Another goal to Jack Ginnivan.
Although Bevo battled to get a clear picture in the coach's box, his dogs had no trouble eyeing off victory against Geelong on the Cats' home turf.
And the Western Bulldogs make a statement.
And the Lions knock over the number 1 seed, toppling the Swans in another Sydney nail-biter.
Tachi! Oh, he's kicked it!
Round 19, Fremantle, Melbourne. Fremantle, H. Young, 1 vote. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 2 votes. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 3 votes. Port Adelaide, Richmond. Port Adelaide, M. Georgiades, 1 vote. Richmond, D. Rioli, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, Z. Butters, 3 votes. Geelong, Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, T. Liberatore, 3 votes. St Kilda West Coast, St Kilda, T. Membry, 1 vote. St Kilda, J. Sinclair, 2 votes. St Kilda, R. Marshall, 3 votes. Essendon Adelaide, Essendon, S. Durham, 1 vote. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 2 votes. Adelaide, B. Keys, 3 votes. Brisbane Sydney, Brisbane, D. Zorko, 1 vote. Sydney, E. Goulden, 2 votes. Brisbane, H. McCluggage, 3 votes. GWS Gold Coast, GWS, J. Hogan, 1 vote. Gold Coast, S. Flanders, 2 votes. GWS, L. Whitfield, 3 votes. Hawthorn, Collingwood, Hawthorn, J. Sicily, 1 vote. Hawthorn, W. Day, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Ginnivan, 3 votes. Carlton, North Melbourne. North Melbourne, T. Sherry, 1 vote. North Melbourne, H. Sheasel, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes.
The Dogs are snarling. Bevo's boys travelled to Sydney and took down the Swans to jump into the top 8 for the first time since round 7. The Giants were making it hard for themselves. Open goal. Oh, they've somehow butchered it. However, they held off the fast-finishing Demons to snare a vital win. The Saints were singing in the stands once again, while Essendon fans were venting as the Bombers' finals plans began slipping through their fingers.
Bomber fan throwing their scarves away.
In disgust, speaking of letting something slip, the Kangas couldn't hold on to the crafty Cats.
Dempsey with a sleight of hand. What a pitch to goal.
Fireworks in the Derby as the Freo train rolled on.
That's absolutely on the out.
The Lions and Dane Zorko were pumped up as they won their crosstown battle over the Suns. and the power upset the Blues with an inspired victory. Port Adelaide have done it again on the Friday night stage.
Round 20, Adelaide Hawthorn. Hawthorn, C. McDonald, 1 vote. Hawthorn, J. Newcomb, 2 votes. Hawthorn, W. Day, 3 votes. Sydney, Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, E. Richards, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, L. Jones, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 3 votes. Fremantle, West Coast. West Coast, E. Yo, 1 vote. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 2 votes. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 3 votes. Melbourne, GWS. GWS, J. Peatling, 1 vote. GWS, J. Hogan, 2 votes. GWS, F. Callahan, 3 votes. Gold Coast, Brisbane. Gold Coast, S. Flanders, 1 vote. Brisbane, J. Dunkley, 2 votes. Brisbane, L. Neal, 3 votes. St Kilda, Essendon. St Kilda, J. Steele, 1 vote. St Kilda, R. Marshall, 2 votes. St Kilda, N. Wanganeen Miller, 3 votes. North Melbourne, Geelong. North Melbourne, L. Davies Uniac, 1 vote. North Melbourne, H. Sheasel, 2 votes. Geelong, T. Stewart, 3 votes. Carlton, Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, C. Rosie, 1 vote. Carlton, S. Walsh, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 3 votes. Collingwood, Richmond. Richmond, N. Broad, 1 vote. Collingwood, J. Dacos, 2 votes. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 3 votes.
2 more rounds, another 3 for Paddy and another 3 for Nick Dacos. The margin is 8. There are 4 matches to be played. As it stands, Paddy Crips, equal with Dusty and Ollie Wines, is the most votes ever in a Brownlow under the 3-2-1. Nick Dacos, 28, as he had last year in his 2nd year. On the other side, we'll find out who's the 2024 Brownlow medalist.
All right, there we go. What have we got? 2, 4. We've got 5 rounds to go, and it's Paddy Crips not polling in round 20 there. Remains on 36 votes. Nick Dacos getting a 3 vote on that account. He jumps up to 28. Now he's just 8 behind. But I'll tell you what, 8, I don't know. That 8 just seems too big a margin, as I said. Yeah, I thought... I don't know, I thought Crips and Dacos had probably better years last year than this year, but, you know, I don't know. It's just strange how the umpire said, you know, I think if your team's winning, they tend to look at you more than, you know, the mids, etc., or the players on the losing teams. That's what I always notice. Definitely in the voting call, etc., like that, but... you know, make no mistake. Paddy Crips must have been, you know, he must have been pretty good this year. He's always pretty good and leading the charge there for the Blue Baggers. Brisbane Lions, huge player out of this year's grand final. Who might that be, Al? Who might that be? I don't know. We just have a little bit of a look there. We'll just go down some of those players there. Caleb Strong's not too bad. He's up to 25. For Fremantle, so he's done pretty good. He's jumped up there in the 3rd spot. Caleb Strong, he's had his last 2 games, the 2 best on ground, so he's got to be pretty happy about that. Errol Goulden there, he's had a few good rounds the past 7 or so. He's put in 3 best on grounds and 4 second best on grounds there, so he's come home with a pretty good run. He'll poll in the last couple of games there. Tom Green, pretty hard for him. A lot of the greater Western Sydney guys, they're all reasonably good. They sort of take votes away from each other. Adam Trelaw there, not too bad of a season. I think that's one of his better seasons. We've seen him play throughout his career. Chad Warner slowed down a little bit. Of course, opened out with a burst in the first 11 rounds. Look at that. Only didn't score a vote in 2 of those games out of the first 11, but he's had a cracker of a season also. Should make the voters go back and watch the replays. The top two wouldn't be there for sure. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Could well be. Could well be. There we go. The Bont is up to 14 now. The Bontempelli. He's had a quiet season in the Brownlow votes. There we go. Yeah, we thought he'd probably get a few more, but it's just the stranger things happen, and you just never know. But the one thing I think we do know who's gonna win this, but what is the margin gonna be? 8 votes. Paddy Crips leading by. It's pretty significant there at the moment, folks. Pretty significant, 8 votes, and we still think Paddy's going to poll in 3. We're still thinking he's still going to poll in 3 of the last 5 rounds. Same with Nick Dacos, polling in 3 of his last 5. We've got Caleb Strong. The numbers below are the predictor. All right, let's get back to the Brownlow count.
They're red hot form.
It's in the hands of the champ. He is making a big Brownlow statement.
A power outage for the ladder leading Swans.
They are unstoppable at the moment.
As Port inflict a 112-point thumping. A weekend of crazy comebacks. The Giants storm over the top of the Hawks in the final term. And a golden point splits the Dons and the Dockers.
He must score. He will score.
A young kangaroo jumped to a new height.
Oh, the fly from Jasper!
And a night of celebration as Scott Pendlebury joins the 400 Club.
Not a spare seat in one of the great stadiums in the world.
It was a pies party for Magpie fans, bringing down their arch rival once again this season as Mitch McGovern's shot goes wide.
Round 21, Western Bulldogs Melbourne. Western Bulldogs B Dale 1 vote. Western Bulldogs A Trelaw 2 votes. Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli 3 votes. West Coast Gold Coast West Coast J Waterman 1 vote. West Coast E Yo 2 votes. Gold Coast M Rao 3 votes. North Melbourne Richmond North Melbourne N Larkey 1 vote. North Melbourne H Sheasel 2 votes. North Melbourne L Davies Uniac 3 votes. Geelong Adelaide Geelong T Stewart 1 vote. Adelaide J Saligo 2 votes. Geelong J Cameron 3 votes. GWS Hawthorn GWS Tom Green 1 vote. GWS J Hogan 2 votes. GWS Toby Green 3 votes. Essendon Fremantle J Amos 1 vote. Essendon K Langford 2 votes. Fremantle A Brayshaw 3 votes. St Kilda Brisbane Lions C Rayner 1 vote. Brisbane Lions H McCluggage 2 votes. Brisbane Lions L Neal 3 votes. Port Adelaide Sydney Port Adelaide D Houston 1 vote. Port Adelaide Z Butters 2 votes. Port Adelaide J Horn Francis 3 votes. Collingwood Carlton G Hewitt 1 vote. Collingwood N Dacos 2 votes. Carlton P Crips 3 votes.
Nick Dacos acknowledging. Paddy, congratulations. You're a dual Brownlow medalist, just the 17th in our game. You can be caught. Thanks, mate. You can be caught. Nick is within reach, but gather your thoughts. We'll be speaking to you, perhaps solo, or with Nick, but we'll be with you soon.
All right, sounds good, mate.
Round 22.
It was a cracking weekend of footy, kicked off with an Isaac Heaney-inspired comeback as the Swans snatched the victory over the Pies. A pair of 20-year-old Giants helped GWS run over the top of the Lions as Aaron Cadman and Darcy Jones got busy in the final turn.
The Giants are in front, and it's the Jones boy, the kid with a coloured win.
the Cats down the Dockers. The Hawks destroyed the Blues in a Sunday afternoon blockbuster, while a rising sun broke Essendon halves as Mac Andrew nailed his moments.
Mac Andrew from directly in front drives a dagger into Essendon halves.
Round 22, North Melbourne, West Coast. West Coast, O. Allen, 1 vote. North Melbourne, L. Davies Uniac, 2 votes. North Melbourne, H. Sheasel, 3 votes. Brisbane, GWS, D. Jones, 1 vote. Brisbane, H. McCluggage, 2 votes. GWS, Tom Green, 3 votes. Fremantle, Geelong. Fremantle, L. Ryan, 1 vote. Geelong, P. Dangerfield, 2 votes. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 3 votes. Essendon, Gold Coast. Essendon, D. Parrish, 1 vote. Essendon, S. Draper, 2 votes. Gold Coast, M. Rao, 3 votes. Richmond, St Kilda, Z. Jones, 1 vote. Richmond, D. Rioli, 2 votes. St Kilda, J. Sinclair, 3 votes. Adelaide, Western Bulldogs, Adelaide, J. Dawson, 1 vote. Adelaide, D. Fogarty, 2 votes. Adelaide, S. Berry, 3 votes. Melbourne, Port Adelaide, Melbourne, M. Gawn, 1 vote. Melbourne, K. Pickett, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, Z. Butters, 3 votes. Carlton, Hawthorn. Hawthorn, M. D'Ambrosio, 1 vote. Hawthorn, J. Weddell, 2 votes. Hawthorn, D. Moore, 3 votes. Sydney, Collingwood. Sydney, J. Rowbottom, 1 vote. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 2 votes. Sydney, I. Heaney, 3 votes.
Well, Paddy, you can't be caught. Congratulations, you're the outright 2024 Brownlow medalist. It's extraordinary. You've got 2 rounds to enjoy. Dills will bring it home. We'll see you in a second.
All right, thanks, mate.
Round 23. Essendon, Sydney. Sydney, C. Mills, 1 vote. Essendon, N. Martin, 2 votes. Sydney, I. Heaney, 3 votes. Gold Coast, Melbourne. Melbourne, T. Rivers, 1 vote. Melbourne, E. Langdon, 2 votes. Melbourne, J. Viney, 3 votes. GWS, Fremantle. GWS, Tom Green, 1 vote. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 2 votes. GWS, J. Hogan, 3 votes. St Kilda, Geelong. Geelong, J. Bowes, 1 vote. St Kilda, J. Steele, 2 votes. St Kilda, R. Marshall, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs, North Melbourne. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, S. Darcy, 3 votes. Hawthorn, Richmond. Hawthorn, J. Warple, 1 vote. Hawthorn, J. Newcomb, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Gunston, 3 votes. Port Adelaide, Adelaide, M. Crouch, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, J. Horn Francis, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, Z. Butters, 3 votes. Collingwood, Brisbane. Collingwood, B. McCreary, 1 vote. Brisbane, J. Danaher, 2 votes. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 3 votes. West Coast, Eagles, Carlton. Carlton, G. Hewitt, 1 vote. Carlton, M. Kennedy, 2 votes. Carlton, P. Crips, 3 votes. Round 24. Geelong, West Coast. Geelong, O. Henry, 1 vote. Geelong, M. Holmes, 2 votes. Geelong, J. Cameron, 3 votes. Richmond, Gold Coast. Gold Coast, N. Anderson, 1 vote. Gold Coast, S. Flanders, 2 votes. Gold Coast, M. Rao, 3 votes. Hawthorn, North Melbourne. Hawthorn, D. Moore, 1 vote. Hawthorn, M. D'Ambrosio, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Newcomb, 3 votes. Brisbane, Essendon. Brisbane, C. Cameron, 1 vote. Brisbane, J. Dunkley, 2 votes. Brisbane, L. Neal, 3 votes. Sydney, Adelaide. Sydney, Chad Warner, 1 vote. Sydney, E. Goulden, 2 votes. Sydney, M. Roberts, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs, GWS. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, B. Dale, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, E. Richards, 3 votes. Fremantle, Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, Z Butters, 1 vote. Fremantle, A Brayshaw, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O Wines, 3 votes. Melbourne, Collingwood. Collingwood, J Dacos, 1 vote. Collingwood, P Lipinski, 2 votes. Collingwood, N Dacos, 3 votes. Carlton, St Kilda. Carlton, N Newman, 1 vote. St Kilda, N Wanganeen Miller, 2 votes. Carlton, P Crips, 3 votes. And I declare the winner of the 2024 Brownlow Medal, Patrick Crips.
Thanks, Hamish. Can I firstly congratulate Nick Dacos on an amazing achievement this year, Nick? Well done. Patrick Crips is a natural leader and an absolute joy to watch, and he can now add dual Brownlow medalist to his already exceptional resume. One of the most dangerous midfielders in the competition, Patrick topped the competition with the most clearances in 2024 and averaged 28 disposals in his 3rd season as captain. Originally from regional Western Australia, and how did we let him go? Patrick began his junior career at the Northampton Rams before moving to Perth to play for East Fremantle. Even as a junior, Patrick's ability to win clearances by hand pass drew comparisons with Carlton Hall of Famer Greg Williams. He was recruited by Carlton with pick 13 in the 2013 NAB AFL draft and became the 2nd youngest winner of the John Nichols Medal in only his 2nd year with the Blues. Community football is where it all begins, and there's no doubt some of the fondest memories are made at junior level. On behalf of the AFL Commission, I'd like to sincerely thank every local club around the country whose dedicated coaches and volunteers help nurture the talent we celebrate each year. It's no surprise that Patrick is a 4-time club best and fairest winner, with another incredible year this year has added his 4th All-Australian blazer. Patrick is a thoroughly deserving winner of his 2nd Brownlow medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please charge your glasses. And join me in toasting the 2024 Brownlow medalist Patrick Crips from the Carlton.
I was just passed this by the head of research at Channel 7. They're the record years broke. Extraordinary.
Yeah, crazy night, mate. I'd just like to start off by mentioning Nick. He also broke the record tonight. So, Nick, I love watching you play. I enjoy going against you, mate. So, well done, an amazing year, mate. And I know you'll play a fibre in your career, mate. So, congratulations on an amazing year.
there's been 97 counts, Nick. You would have won all but tonight. It's extraordinary. You've played in 18 of the last 20 matches. You're an incredible player, so humble. I know it's bittersweet tonight, but there'll be more. Nick Dacos. To you, Paddy. When did you think this year you might win a second?
Oh, it's hard to tell because so many guys have great years. I knew it was my most consistent year. I had to go to work on my game at the end of last year. I felt there was a few areas I needed to really go to work on, and I felt like I shut out of the game too many times by opposition. So that's one thing I really tried to focus on. And just throughout the year, it's the most games I've played. It's only the third or fourth time I played a full season. Obviously, gather round adds an extra game, so that's probably why the count's a little bit higher than what it usually is. But mate, it's you never know. Like Brownlow night, that's what makes it so exciting. Is everyone comes, everyone's got a view of what might happen, but as you know, the votes can change, and players may get 20 and poll, and I think that's what makes the night special because you actually don't know what's about to unfold. But mate, I'm super grateful to be up here. It's something that I just have to take for granted.
45 of a possible 69 votes. You left 24 on the table.
Yeah, not good enough, is it, hey? Yeah.
So you used to leave the boarding house, get a leave pass, and just idolise the Brownlow medalist. You're now a dual Brownlow medalist, just the 17th. There's kids all around Australia looking at you. Is that now normal or still surreal?
It's probably a full circle moment because we actually had the ball moments lunch today, and there was 8 Brownlow medalists in the room, and I spoke, and there was Juddy, Cousins, a lot of other guys in the room. They're the two I really looked up to growing up, and they probably inspired me to chase my dream. And I said in the lunch, it's now I know I'm in a position to inspire other young kids, and I don't take that lightly. But Andy Russell sent me a book this week. It's like we're just ordinary people trying to chase our dreams and do extraordinary things, and that's how we see it. And I just see myself like that. It's I'm someone that just wants to chase my dreams. I love doing it, and now I know the impact I can have with young kids coming through, which is pretty special.
Just go back a little. You were a young kid and you were missing state teams. You loved football, you worked hard, but it wasn't quite happening. Suddenly you're standing here, one of the best the game has ever seen. It's hard work, it's resilience. You learned that from your old man, Brad.
Yeah, my parents are great role models. I learn a lot off them. It's not until you get older that you really appreciate the upbringing you have. Obviously, growing up on a wheat and sheep farm, does not go to plan with farming. They talk about optimism and hope, but half the time they put a crop in, not knowing it's going to rain. So, without knowing at the time, we went through some tough times when I was a kid, but I never knew it with my old man. I've talked about that before, and as well as my mum. But they taught me so much. I carry a lot of lessons in my childhood now. It's something even at Carlton, it's probably the same. I've had some lean years there for a while, but if you think the future's going to be brighter and you work hard towards your goal, then you can really change, the way things go. So that's something I've always hung my hat on. And mate, I was tiny. I was big as a junior, but then I was tiny through my teenage years. And at the boarding house wasn't the fondest because half the boys are man-childs at year 8, and I still look like I was year 4 about year 11. So going to the shower was always nervous. Had the towel wrapped around me. Half the boys just had a towel over their shoulder. So. It was a long 5 years at boarding school.
I'm sure it's over your shoulder now. In terms of you now, we've been speaking a little bit over the last month. I don't think I've ever heard you happier. Since you were last here, you've got married, you've had a little baby girl. You seem to have an extraordinary sense of settledness.
Yeah, it's fair to say. It's I chatted you on the phone a while ago, but we get drafted out of school. We don't know who we are. We're doing what we want to do. We don't know really how to achieve our goals. We just you just get after it. And your 20s is a tricky age. Like, we love what we do, but you're still trying to work yourself out, what you really enjoy. Who your really good mates are. And I've been lucky enough to have some great support along my 20s, and I'm getting the back end of 20s now, so I'm getting a bit older, a bit long in the tooth. But I'm really settled in life. I've got a great wife in mind. She's a great support to our family, and now I had the little one this year, and that gives you even greater perspective of life. And she just makes me smile, a little coda. And mate, life's good. I love the footy club as well. They've been so great for me. So I'm just in a stage of my life where I know who my the people in my corner are. I've got a great family network, and I've got a great club that I love going to work with a lot of mates. So it's a special time to be, and it's something I'd love to continue for as long as I can.
You did an amazing amount of work on yourself when you were really battling, and you worked out that what other people say doesn't really count too much.
Yeah, well, what we do, like I know I have appreciation and I respect every player that goes out to play, because every time we step out in the footy field, you put yourself up to be judged, and that takes a lot of vulnerability. And a lot of these, like I said before, a lot of these guys are 18, come out of school, they go out there, they don't even know what they're doing, and then by doing that, they're open to a lot of feedback. And by doing that, as you learn, I've had some years where hasn't gone my way, and you really feel the brunt of that. But what that teaches you is, it actually doesn't matter what other people think, as long as you're happy within yourself. You have a lot of good people in your corner who you trust, which I do, and a lot of people that come to the club has that. Then it doesn't really matter what people think, as long as you work hard, have fun at what you do, and you come in with a good attitude, you can achieve amazing things.
I heard that you not only look at your playing edits, you look at your body language to work out whether or not you're leading well in key moments. When did that start?
Yeah, it's probably a thing I've developed later. I don't know if I've told Pendles this, but I listened to a podcast he did at the end of last year after he won the grand final, and Bossy actually sent it to me and just talked about the last few minutes of the grand final, and just talking about his mindset late to control the game on field. And I had the reflection piece. I'm like, I'm not at that level yet, so that's something I need to get to work on. And as a player, you can get the best out of yourself, but when you're a leader, you want to how can I get the best out of the team as well? So I really try to focus on the energy I provide in game. How can I control the momentum of the game, breaks? Then also, if you're not playing well, can you still lead the team? I think that's really important, because you're not going to play well every week, but as a leader, you've got to sit above yourself. So that's something I try to reflect on every week and really set focuses every week, not only on my performance, but also on my leadership. And I actually felt that helped my consistency this year.
You mentioned podcasts. We spoke a couple of years ago when you were up here. You didn't like the media. Now you are enjoying it. You do a podcast with Ball Bangers, but you want to do another with your cousin who's been through the ups and downs of life. What do you want to help people with?
Yeah, it's something I'll do down the track. We've been working behind the scenes. I know we caught up with you, Hayne, to get your wisdom, but it's something, we've both had different stories. We're best mates, we're yin and yang really. We're polar opposites in some ways, but we love the passion of helping people, and we want to share our story and how we can get a message out to really help, not only young people, but anyone sort of chase their dreams, and no matter where they are in life, how can they get after it? So that's something, down the pipeline, but even doing that, I know it gives me a passion like I do playing footy, which is something I've been trying to explore, because I know footy won't last forever.
You just got presented your second Brownlow from the 1996 Brownlow medalist. He tied with James Hird. They got 21 apiece, 42, nothing on you, 45, but he makes citizens arrests during the week and then coaches you guys when he's got spare time. Tell me, how's he shaped and helped, and how has he grown? Is he coaching the best he ever has?
Yeah, Rambo. It's pretty funny. The boys loved the meeting the next day when he came in. But
he went back and got his coffee, didn't he?
Yeah, he had his coffee. I think he gave the guy he arrested a bit of life advice while he was on the floor too. Okay. He did the video footage. So I know I speak for a lot of the boys, but for me personally, he's a guy that's done it, and he's been a great mentor and also a great friend now that over the years that we've built together. But what I really appreciate, what he provides me is, he supports me, and we've got a really honest relationship, but he's not afraid to challenge. And I really respect that, and vice versa. And I think that's really healthy when you're trying to get a club to not only be good, but we want to be great. And that's the level we need to get to. We're a good club at the moment. We're not a great club yet, but we feel like very soon we can be a great club.
Last time Blues won the flag, you're a few months old. Are you the closest you've ever been as a club since you've been there to getting to the end?
Well, I feel like it's the closest now, but I know there's a lot of hard work to go. So I'm realistic in that, and that's why I've got a lot of appreciation for the Lions and the Swans, because it's hard to get there, and there's a lot of good teams out there that work hard, and 16 other teams in the same ambition I feel right now. So the comp's only getting more even. We know that, and now you're looking for competitive advantages from your culture. So we've got a bit of work to do. We feel like we've got a great culture. We've got guys that love coming to work. We're really close, but there's a few things we need to keep levelling up in, and I'm sure 16 other teams are saying the same thing. But I know with the quality of character we have in our group, I know we can do amazing things. Now's the time to actually get away and refresh and recharge, but come December we'll be head down getting after it.
We hear a lot about the Blues brothers, and we see them at the games. What about your real brothers? They are your best mates. I met them tonight as we're getting to the lift. Pretty loose, Daniel and Josh, but they're here at Crown somewhere. Tell us what they mean.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Like they're my brothers, but they're probably my best mates, and they were my bridal party. But they'd honestly be my bridal party, but they weren't my brothers. It's nice. It's like Daniel's 3 years older, Josh is 7 years younger, but we feel like we're all on the same wavelength. We're all different. We all get on really well. We went on a surfing trip last year. It was probably one of the best holidays I've ever been on. And they're both getting afternoon. Like Daniel, he's got Crips racing, which is a tipping service, which he's done a lot of, sort of followed his passion. He tries to provide a great service, and Josh has sort of just finished uni, so he's getting after his own dreams. But I'm so proud of him. I know they're proud of me, and we're lucky. We're a family with mum and dad that's really close, and when you grow up on a farm, you spend a lot of time together. It's something as you get older, with the age I'm at now, you appreciate even more and more.
What about Brad and Kath? Last time you won a Brownlow, Brad ended up upside down with a lot of chips on his head, unconscious upstairs.
That is correct. Mum had 3 votes by 11 p.m. She's the most immaculate person I've ever seen dressed, and I've never seen her more immaculate last time I saw her. But as she does, she always finds a way, and she was the last one standing. And then Dad thought he won the Brownlow, and he gave us a speech in the after party, and he lost his words halfway through, and then he passed out on the couch and covered him in chips. So
I know you're about to do your own thank yous, but number 2 for you seems to be a lot of 2s around you. I'm going to ask you some questions. You just give me the answer.
Sounds good.
How many years since you won your first Brownlow?
2.
Last Carlton Brownlow medalist before you was Juddy. How many Brownlows did he win?
2.
How many decades since he won his first?
Been 2 now, yeah.
Last Carlton Brownlow medalist before him was Diesel. How many Brownlows did he win?
I wish it was 0, but it's 2.
What number did Diesel wear?
He was 2.
I see Paddy Dangerfield there. How many blokes called Patrick have won the Brownlow?
I'm guessing 2.
Yep. How many final series have you played in?
Yeah, only 2.
How many finals have you won?
2.
Biggest crowd of your career was in last year's semi. You were playing game 182. How many times this year have you had 40 plus?
It's 2, yeah.
40 plus and 14 clearances.
2.
How many jumpers you won at Carlton?
Yeah, 2.
Tony Lockett, the last full forward to win. How many times did Plugger kick 8 and not get the 3 votes?
I'm guessing you're saying 2.
26. I just wanted to mention Plugger. The most famous advertising campaign for the AFL featured a lot of global icons. One was Desmond 2.
2.
Correct. How many Brownlows have you won again?
It's my second day, yeah, 2.
How many days of the week have you won them on?
2.
Sunday and Monday. Good luck. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 you'd like to say.
I won't be here too long because I know everyone's had a long night, but it's a great honour to be up here. It's something I don't take for granted. I speak about it all the time, but I was once a young kid that was inspired by past greats, and now I know I'm in a position to inspire. So all kids out there, but anyone in general, if you get after in life, you have a dream, work hard at it, chase your dream, you can do amazing things, and life's short, so get after it. So that's one thing I'll say. I'm going to say a few thank yous. So first to the Carlton Footy Club, and I'm going to talk Carlton Footy Club as a whole, from the fans to the club. Thank you. You gave me an opportunity to live my dream. I'll be forever indebted for what you've done for me and my family. So thank you very much. Certain people in particular. Start with Vossi. I know I've touched on you already, mate, but you're a mentor. You're a great mate, but you're a leader, and you're taking this club forward, and we're right behind you, mate. So thank you. To Clarkie, I know Clarkie's here. A big part of my consistency this year was you, Clarkie. You challenged me to develop my games in different ways that I actually hadn't thought of in the off-season. That was a big reason that helped my consistency. You're a great mate, and you've obviously coached me for a lot of years now, and I really value our friendship, so thanks. To Loz, no one would know Loz in this room, but for us at Carlton, she's an absolute guru. She's our sort of trainer, sort of a glue to our club. She's our best therapist in the club. She keeps my body together. She's a star. She gets after her craft. So Loz, I know you're at home. I know you'll be so embarrassed even by yourself watching this, but we all love you at the club, so thanks so much. To the boys, I just want to say I love coming to work with you guys. We've been together for a while now. I know there's a fair few boys here, but I appreciate everything that you boys do for me, but also, the journey we've been on, and I know we've got a lot more to go. So thanks, boys. To Matty Bain, my manager, I know he's in the room. same as what Vossi does and Clarky does, but you give me feedback at the right time. You support me, and I appreciate our friendship. So thanks so much. Just trying to remember everything here. I'll go to my family. As you know, family's a big part of my life. So to mum, dad, and my 2 brothers, I know you guys will be ready to have a big one. But I appreciate what you guys do for me. Without you guys, I don't know I could do what I do. And it's obviously you always love when you guys are over and you spend time together. Living away, has it's great to play in Melbourne. It also has its challenges, and the support you guys provide me is pretty special. And lastly, just to my wife, Mon, you're looking beautiful tonight. I think it's the best kit you've had so far, so well done. Even though she threw me under the bus on the red carpet, told me I watched my highlights. What you do for our family, you're a special person. I appreciate what you do, and since you've been a mum, you've inspired me, and I know Coda's so lucky to have you as a mum. So I'm probably going to forget a lot of people, but I'll get round to a lot of people the next few days. But to everyone in the room and to all the players, I love playing against you guys. I love competition. And to the two grand finalists, Brisbane and Sydney, it's hard to get there. Everyone in this room would love to be there. So good luck. May the best team win, and give it a red hot crack. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what about 3 cheers for Paddy Crips? A bit? Well done. The 17th dual Brownlow medalist. ChatGPT doesn't have you in Carlton's top 5. It needs reprogramming. Well done.
Thanks, Sam.
Sam Walsh, your captain to star.
Thank you very much, Hamish. Yeah, that was just extraordinary. I'm sure that the celebrations will start in just a second, but Sam, can you put into words, he did that in such an emphatic style?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I think tonight shows there's no mistakes. The work that he's put in, and we're probably lucky to see it firsthand. And you get a lot of people saying what's Cripper like, and for us, he's just like a good mate. But then the work he puts in takes him to the elite level, and I think his leadership makes us better, but it also, as it shows, helps his game. And complete pro, but a ripping bloke most of all.
He talks about change, and he's developed as a person, and no doubt a player now with a 2nd Brownlow medal around his neck. Do you see that transformation? He's also a dad now. Has he changed a little bit?
Yeah, he definitely has. At my age now is when I came to Carlton, so I sort of feel like I've been here for a fair bit of his time. But as I mentioned, he connects with us boys so well. He's always up for a bit of fun, but one to set the tone with doing the work, and now he's got Coda and Mon. He's always had Mon since I've been there, but Coda there as well, and I think that's provided great balance. But just the consistency he showed this year to play at the elite level, and teams come after him pretty hard every week. So to have front row seats, that's nice.
Yeah. Coming into tonight, did you think that he might go home with his 2nd?
Yeah, like a few people, I thought it could have even been a draw. I think I knew it was going to be a big count, but as I mentioned, when you're sort of there every week, it's hard not to see why he's considered the best in the game, and there always is a little bit unknown with this night, but pumped to see that he got the win.
Sam, he is always so professional and seems so cool and calm and collected. Is there any moment that he's not like that behind closed doors?
It's a good question, actually. He's always pretty calm. I know he's pretty competitive with a lot of things, so that I think that always brings the tension out. I think a few times throughout pre-season, if you really get him fired up, he might be in for a bit of a niggle, and I think he got tagged a few times this year, and he's happy to throw a little bit of the lip around. But he keeps himself pretty composed.
All right, you'll be celebrating long into the night with him?
Absolutely. I think all the boys have been watching at home on the TV, so I think Crippers got him first on the list of the after party, so let's go, boys.
All right, there's a bunch of Ubers being ordered as we speak. Thank you very much, Sam Walsh, and congratulations once again to Patrick Crips, the 2024 Brownlow Medal winner. Extraordinary.
Thank you, Beck, very much. Well done, Sammy Walsh, 1661 between them. Just a reminder, if you are a fan of Paddy or just AFL in general, officialmemorabilia.com.au. Paddy Crips, the 17th dual Brownlow medalist, 45 votes, a dominant performance.
On the other side, we'll wrap up what has been an historic night at the Crown Palladium in Melbourne. Paddy Crips, congratulations, a star.
All right, there we go. We have our winner for this evening. Will Paddy Crips be the Brownlow winner? We had 55 votes. I did that halfway through and 72% said, yeah, Paddy will hang on and win this one. Well done, everyone. All right, folks, we're going to run through some of your clubs and see how your team, how your players voted. But there are the top three. Paddy Crips winning with 45 votes. That is just incredible. Only 6 games he did not poll in, and of course Nick Dacos, an equally incredible performance. Only 5 games that he didn't poll in throughout the year. 45 and 38 votes. As I said, that would have won any Brownlow medal in history apart from tonight, because Paddy Crips on 45 votes. Well, that was a big record tonight. All right, folks, let's have a little bit of a look at your teams, individual teams, and we'll see how your teams polled. So for the Adelaide Crows, Jordan Dawson there, he was the leading vote counter there with 18 from Rory Laird, Jake Saligo on 7 apiece. So there are your players for the Adelaide Crows. And of course, Jordan Dawson being the leader. Next, let's go to Brisbane Lions. Lachie Neale topped the table for the Lions count. He polled 22 votes there. He had a reasonably good season. Did Lachie Neale, Hugh McCluggage, Dane Zorko. Equal second there for the Lions. Dunkley, Danaher, and Rayner next best. Let's head down to, of course, Carlton, and this is where the winner come from, folks. Carlton, Paddy Crips led Carlton's charge with 45, and victory in the Brownlow tonight. Next best was Sam Walsh on 16 votes, and of course it falls away pretty sharply there. Back to Harry Mackay, Blake Acres, George Hewitt, 6-4 and 3 votes. That's because have a look. Paddy Crips pretty much got all the 3 votes. There we go. So that was Carlton. That's how your players end up. Tina Bem Bem. Thanks, my guapa. Thanks, my guapa. We'll do a live on the other one soon, Lang. We'll do a live on the other one soon. Jeremy Cameron got 16. Happy with that. Go Cats. We are Geelong. All right, we're going to run through each side there, Connor. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. All right, on to Collingwood now. Nick Dacos, of course, second. Another incredible season from him. Probably should have won it last year, but he was out for the last 3 rounds. And of course, this year, well, you've just got to be unlucky to run into Paddy Crips having a season like he did. 38. 15 times 3 equals 45. I tell you what, it's incredible. Incredible. What did I say? I think it was 6 games Paddy Crips didn't poll in. I think it was only 5 games that Nick Dacos didn't poll in. That being said, Nick did get a few more ones, whereas Paddy got pretty much all the 3s. Who are you going for? I was going for Nick Dacos because I think, you know what, he without doubt he's going to win it. He will win the Brownlow in coming years' time. In coming years' time, he's just that good and that fair a player. Because Paddy Crips has already won one, I thought it'd be nice for Nick to win it. But that being said, I don't mind if Paddy Crips wins it because I think he's one of the real nice guys out there in AFL. He's a fantastic leader. He leads by example. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't whinge and whine to umpires and all that stuff. He just gets on with the game. I don't know. Crips helped out the umps in the locker. I tell you what, if you watch Crips, he's a great player. You can't argue that. Nick Dacos there with 38, then it falls away. Jordan De Goey with 8, Jack Crisp on 5, Lipinski 5. I was quite surprised with Josh Dacos only getting 3 votes, only polling twice. Round 20 for 2 votes, round 24 for 1 vote. I was really surprised with that. That's really surprising me, because Josh Dacos always goes reasonably well, a little bit like Crips as well. Crips only polled twice, so a little bit strange. All right, from Collingwood on to Essendon. Yeah. Nick's probably. Look, I think they're both pretty. They're both pretty fair players. I think they're both. They both seem pretty good guys out on the field. Yeah. Oh, they're similar. They're similar in definitely still similar in start. And don't forget, like, Nick is only just starting his career, so he's going to be pretty good. Zach Merritt led the way there for Essendon. 18 votes he ended up with. He had, what do you have? 4 best on grounds and 3 second best on grounds there. Nick Martin next best for the Bombers, grabbing 15 votes. Jai Corbell on 6. Sam Dern on. Let's just have a look at Nick Martin. He polled in a few games, 2, 4, 6. He polled in 8 games, so Nick Martin. Pretty good job there by him, but Zach Merritt led the way for Essendon. Let's have a look now at Fremantle. Of course, Fremantle polled well. Caleb Sarong is a good player over there for the Fremantle Dockers, polling 28 votes. Look at that, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 best on grounds. That's not too bad, with 3 2 votes and 1 vote. For 28 votes, I think that was a very impressive effort by Caleb Sarong. I'd be interested to see what Adrian Sports and Karaoke Channel thinks about that. Did he expect Caleb Sarong to get that many votes in this year, being a Freo supporter there? How did you see that? Did you think he was going to be the top poll getter for Freo? Andrew Brayshaw there, next best on 22. Hayden Young on 12. Natty 5, just a 3. Egg King TV. Welcome in, young man. Welcome in. So there we go. That is Fremantle. Let's head on to the next one, which is Geelong. And of course, Jeremy Cameron there led the way with 16 votes. He had 5 best on grounds and a 1 and a 3rd best on ground with the 1 there. So he polled in 6 rounds there. Tommy Stewart, which is a little bit of a star there in the back line there for Geelong. He was next best on 12 votes. Max Holmes on 10, and down we go. Paddy Dangerfield, a former Brownlow medalist, he was very quiet. He just polled 3 votes. He just had a 2nd best on ground and a 3rd best on ground polling in 2 of the games there. Yeah, really surprising. I thought he'd have a little bit better year as well. Even Oliver Dempsey, I thought he might go a little better. He polled a 1 and a 2 there, but Jeremy Cameron by far the best on 16 votes. Of course, Tom Stewart polling votes in 5 games. 3 best on grounds, a 2 and a 1. Geelong, let's head over to the Gold Coast Suns. Of course, Matt Rowell had a pretty good season there. He started off like a firecracker, didn't he? He started off with 2 best on grounds the opening 2 games, and had 7 voting rounds up until round 10. So he really did well and finished off the season well with 3 best on grounds out of the last 4 games. 25 votes for Matt Rowell. He's got to be well and truly happy with that. Noah Anderson, 14 votes there, finishing 2nd. But Matt Rowell there. Let's have a look at the Giants now. Tom Green, that's Tom Green, not Toby Green. Tom Green, 27 votes. Maybe. He's getting on. I don't know how much training Jeremy Cameron does. He's getting on in years, isn't he? So, yeah, I'm not sure, but they'll probably start back in December, I'd imagine. 27 votes for Tom Green. Had a few good ones. Jesse Hogan there, 15 votes. He polled late in the season, which was good. Toby Green, next best with 10, which was ineligible. Lockie Whitfield on 9. But as you can see, there was quite a few of the Giants polling. Let's have a look at Hawthorn now. Jai Newcomb there, top of the table there. He did pretty well with 24 votes there. polling quite well in quite a few of the games. James Warple, next best, 14 votes for Hawthorn. Dylan Moore on 9, Will Day on 8, and there's a few under. Jack Ginnivan just with the 3 there. So there you go for that one. There's Hawthorn done. Jai Newcomb leading the way there. Let's have a look at Melbourne. And, of course, Christian Petrarca, even though he only played half a season, or, even under half a season, about half a season, he still finished on top for Melbourne with 16 votes, so good job for Christian there. He started off the season really well. Maxi Gorn there, next best with 13, Jack Biney on 8, Trent Rivers 7. That is your Melbourne team, how they voted. But, Petrarca, even with just playing half a season, still voted on best. North Melbourne now, Luke Davies Ukanaki, I think that's how you say it. My gosh. Blight Wave supporter, cheers, thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate that. Ukanaki, Davies, are best with 18, so he polled pretty well with Harry Schneisel on 15, and the rest just with a few there for maybe for a few minutes after this. We'll finish this up soon now. But the grand final is going to be a cracking game. I think my tip in that one, Al, I think is Brisbane, but that's just what my head thinks. I don't know what I can think Brisbane's going to win, but then I think Sydney's going to win. It's really tough. It's really tough. Zach Butters was the best for Port Adelaide. He ended up with 29 votes there. Jason Horne-Francis on 19. Ollie Wines on 11. But Zach Butters polled pretty well. He polled in 12 games, so he polled pretty well. Richmond now, we'll move over to Richmond. Well, Richmond didn't get many votes, finishing about bottom of the ladder. I think they're the Wooden Spooners this year. And it shows you here with the votes. Shai Bolton and Tim Taranto, they were the leading vote getters there for the Richmond with just 5 votes. And there was only about 2, 4, 6, 8 players that scored votes. And their total team was, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19 votes for the entire team of Richmond. Yeah, that's horrendous, isn't it? Over to St Kilda, Rowan Marshall there, top the table there was 16 votes. Jack Sinclair, next best on 11. Jack Steele on 9. And this is your votes for St Kilda. Let's head over to Sydney Swans. How did they go? And, of course, Isaac Heaney top the table there with 28. But, of course, ineligible. I think he got rubbed out for a few weeks. So there we go. But he started off absolutely brilliant in his opening 10 rounds. It was a shame that happened to him, but better luck next time. Errol Goulden, really surprising that he come with so many votes, because he was very quiet in quite a few of these games. I suppose especially round 20 and onwards, but I'm surprised he actually polled 25 and second best. I'm really surprised he polled above Chad Warner. I don't know what the umpires see in the votes that way. But there we go. That is the Sydney one. Of course, Isaac Heaney took most of the votes there for Sydney. West Coast Eagles, not much happened there, did it? Elliot Yale, we topped the table there with 8 for the West Coast Eagles. Jake Waterman, Mr. Mullet, next best was 7. Harley Reid with 7. I think over the coming few years, I think Harley's going to break out into a pretty powerful player out on the ground. We'll see him do a lot better out there. Western Bulldogs now, let's have a look at the final team we're looking at now, and that's Adam Treloar. He had a pretty good season, polling in most games there. 26 votes there. He had 3 best on grounds for the season, so I think he did very well. I think that was probably his best season he's had so far in his career. Marcus the Bont started slow, of course, and peppered the gains with his votes. He had a few threes in the middle of the season and just very sporadic there with his votes. Liberatory next best on 10. There we go. All right, that is, folks, that is the That is all your club stats and how they polled. But there is no doubt that Patrick Crips was the big winner. He is the Brownlow Medal Count. If you have a look at his, he had a lot of best on grounds. Let's count these up. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 best on grounds. 12 best on grounds. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. 45 votes is incredible too. I don't know, folks. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Well done, Paddy Crips. Nick Dacos, second with 38. Of course, Zach Butters finished third with 29. Caleb Sarong, as I said, 28 with Isaac Heaney. Tom Green, 27. Adam Trelaw, 26. Errol Goulden and Matt Rowell on 25. Jai Newcomb, 24. Chad Warner, 23. Andrew Brayshaw, 22. Alongside Lockie Neal, Marcus Bontempelli, 19. Jason Horn Francis, 19. That is your Brownlow count, folks. That is your Brownlow count for 2024. And what a count it was. It was just incredible. I tell you what, there we go. Talk about the 2024 Grand Final. The Grand Final, that's coming up at 2:30. 2:30, folks, this Saturday, Melbourne time at the MCG. That's the big match between Sydney Swans and the Brisbane Lions. It's going to be a ring-a-ding-ding game. Who's going to win? That's what we're going to find out come Saturday. We might not even know until the final minute or two of the match. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. Sydney have started to lift their form. Their players are getting back in form. They played really good last week. And, of course, Brisbane Lions have been in terrific form also the past few weeks, coming back for from some deficits. So who knows? Maybe it's just their year this year. But I really don't know who's going to win that game. It's going to be a cracker, just like the Brownlow count we had tonight. But there we go. Fantastic, fantastic. There was... That's right. I was going to have a look at something in the totals, but that is all right. All right, folks. All right, thanks, Al. We'll catch you. We'll probably cover a little bit of AFLW women's football action. That will be tomorrow, Tuesday night, tomorrow night. Richmond and Port Adelaide, 7:15. We should be on at about 7:10 tomorrow night to cover that game. We've got Carlton North Melbourne Wednesday evening, Geelong Hawthorn Thursday evening, Collingwood Gold Coast Friday evening. I should say Friday afternoon at lunchtime. 2 o'clock Friday, we've got Essendon and Melbourne. 4 o'clock, we've got St Kilda and Fremantle. And then the Western Bulldogs, Friday night against Sydney. And then, of course, Saturday, we've got the big game. Well, the Sydney Swans take on the Brisbane Lions. AFL action. Men's Grand Final. All right, folks. I think that's about all we've got for this one. This was the Brownlow Count 2024 AFL. What a night. What a night. I think we had a couple of the favourites going in. And, of course, one of the favourites ended up winning in Paddy Crips, a well-deserved winner and a well-deserved runner-up. Another great evening here. Brownlow night. What we all love, folks. What we all love. All right, folks, that's all I've got for this one. Don't forget, join me tomorrow at about 7:10 in the evening for some AFLW action, women's football. And then, of course, don't forget, join me on Saturday where we'll cover the grand final, Sydney Swans and Brisbane. All right, folks, thanks everybody for coming in. Thanks, Lang, if you're still there. I'll give you a message and we'll do a live on the other. All right, folks, until next time, ciao for now, and we'll see you in the next live.